Okay.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Good.
It's working? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can they
Is
hear
yours
us?
working? Well, you might need to bring it closer.
Do I need to bring it closer?
Bring it in closer and talk.
How close?
We'll just talk.
It's on my booth.
It's on. You're good.
Okay.
You don't need to be that close. And if you do need to be close, bring up the gain.
Talking to me like I'm an audio engineer or something. All right. So I thought we could just have like a little pre-show. I got a tour of...
Are we on?
The Bergy bit. Yeah.
Here. Oh my God. Tell me when we're on.
I told you we were on.
How long have we been on?
I don't know. 1 minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's probably what that little pre-show thing says there.
Yeah.
Where'd you get one of those?
I put it in there.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you put it in?
Right here. I just changed it.
I want one.
Like I could put...
Oh, that's with your thing there. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty fancy.
Fancy.
That's pretty fancy.
Anyway. So. Okay. Can they all hear us? Sound check good?
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
I can't believe you said that this is a wedding finger.
It looked like a wedding ring. It is a wedding finger.
It's not. I got it from Swarovski for like $50.
No, but it's a wedding finger.
Is that really a wedding finger? I mean,
of course it is. It's your marriage finger.
Yeah, but it's the only one that's a size 7 finger.
If you put it on the other finger, it's like I think that's how Russians do it.
So if I wear
when they're
this,
married,
people will
which
stay
is
away
highly
from me?
confusing overseas if you're a guy like me.
So if I wear it right here, people will stay away from me thinking I'm married?
Probably, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't think there's this big guy coming around after they bust their ass.
Okay. That sounds good. Oh my God. Look at that. No, that's not happening.
What's that?
This.
What's that? I can't see.
Yeah. Better you don't.
Can you pull that out and bring it over here?
What? This? No.
Yeah, better you don't.
I cannot. But I can put it on the screen. Like I can.
You like how I got it set up with the round one? I get one more like this.
And this one. Golden. So I can put it like that. They like your picture in the back.
It's awesome, isn't it? Susu got that.
Really?
Yes.
It's really nice. So Patrick ate some octopus today. Oh my God, actually, it was a pentapus. It was a pentapus. Right? It was a pentapus.
Yeah.
Because it only had 5 legs.
Yeah, I did mention to the waiter, hey, aren't they supposed to have like eight legs? It's kind of the octo part of it. And he just looked so confused. He said, I guess I knew.
You want me to go get you another one?
Like... He was going to go find like 3 legs.
Usually you only get like the one big leg, right? So
this was a Chernobyl.
Well, it looked like the Spanish octopuses. Mm-hmm. So the Spanish ones are tiny, and
I didn't like it, Tori.
Oh my God, why do you have his name there? Trader name.
Smile face.
No, under it.
That's not the same one. It's the
people
it's a different guy?
Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a common name.
Okay.
Well, those are the people at Smile Face that I did the veterans thing with. Oh. Jeff Antos and Tony.
Oh, check my belly button. Whoa, hold on. Let me just stop the camera for a second.
We got a high quality. We got a 4K.
Fake belly button.
How's that fake?
It's placed there.
Really?
Can you not see that it's fake?
No. Oh yeah, it's got a little square. What's that from?
Because I didn't have one.
You didn't have one?
No.
Is that like an alien thing? Are you a Pleiadian?
Even
are you a gray?
Witch for a lot.
Are you a gray? I know 2 witches. I know 2 witches now.
I'm not a witch.
Why do witches have belly buttons? We're going to turn this into a
we're
going to turn this into a Life of Brian. He must be a witch. He doesn't float.
I float.
Then you must be a witch. Because ducks float. I forget how they work that whole thing out.
Yeah, but no belly button. Fake one. So I didn't feel left out. I know I didn't have any like kid injury or anything like that.
I have not verified the butthole.
He's not gonna
unless the camera goes off. Oh, she got a butthole.
Unless you go to China and they swab you.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how that would be?
Yeah. Or New York, with the guy selling the weed there in Times Square, which I was pretty sure he had the swabs.
I remember when you asked the
swabs.
guy, do you do the anal swabbing?
Yeah.
That was so bad. You're so bad.
We're not set up for that.
So.
Really? In the middle of Times Square, everybody else is bent over getting fucked. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can. It's a pre-show. So the audio.
So I can't say that in the actual show. It's a pre-show.
I know I curse sometimes.
All right.
It depends how I feel.
All right.
But the audio archivist, W.H. Tempest, will know not to include this part on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Because it's super bloopers. So, yeah. Okay. What time is it? We don't have to go live yet because everybody knows I start at 7:30. So, yeah, everybody loves
you
your
started
flag.
at 7:30? Oh, that's why Dave thought you started at 7:30. Hi, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't share the picture because we had someone come in here.
Green Bay Dave.
Green Bay Dave. Why does it autocorrect? I look so illiterate sometimes.
The color's like really off on this now, though.
Don't touch it.
I can fix it.
No, because then it's like, no. It's like,
right.
It's all shiny and shit, and no.
It's really breaking the colors on the...
People know it's red, white, and blue. That's right.
It looks very dark red, white, and blue.
You're making... This is why you don't... This is why you only get honey pots. It's because you use cameras like this.
I get no honey pots.
Oh, that's all you get is honey pots.
I get none.
Oh my gosh. Is that for me?
Sure.
Okay.
And the plant.
What plant?
The orchid.
You have an orchid?
Yes. And that's what I water it with, but it's yours. You can share. It's okay, right?
Wait,
the orchid said
wait
it was
a minute.
fine.
You have a fucking orchid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was a member of the Grand Rapids Area Rosarian Society before I started blowing shit up.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fun fact. He likes dainty flowers. So I had Bergy try octopus. I ate all of it myself. He only had a piece. And then he desecrated lamb chops.
With mint jelly.
Like, who asked for mint jelly at a Greek restaurant? Like,
it's continental.
No, that's crazy.
It's continental.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
It's continental.
Mm-mm.
Greeks.
No, it was like the guy even looked at him like.
So no, that is definitely a highly Greek community. We used to make fun of them when I went to high school at Countryside because they were our competitors, but then we would buy our weed from them. So, it was a love-hate relationship with the spongers.
Yeah, it looks it looks we ordered way too much. So Bergy has food for tomorrow.
Yeah, I do. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to be on the rowing machine. I gotta take off the pounds for
stop.
I gotta take off the pounds for the big rig.
The deep rig.
The deep rig speaking engagement.
Which you want me to go to, and it's like, I want to go there, but I'm not going to speak. I'll be there to applaud you and hang out, but.
Yeah, I told you. You go there. I'll freaking pick you up and carry you on stage.
Can't.
And then I made the comment that I've been working on.
Yeah. 246 pounds worth of woman right here. Nice. Not picking her up.
Nice.
Not going to pick her up. I say 47. I mean, we could round up, or we could round down to, I don't know, 150. That's what I did for my driver's license. So
we're getting into areas that guys do not tread.
Yes, you do not.
So
you do not.
we're going to move along to the next topic.
Well, we have about 7 minutes. So
Tori, what do you think of the shadow net?
Freaking love it.
Not too bad.
No, not bad at all.
Got things working pretty good. Cheap as hell.
Fucking you have an operation, dude. You've seen my operation.
Yeah.
Okay, compare.
It's pretty good.
Yours is pretty
the we got high definition security cameras that protect all the weed, but you can't get to my office without
his
going
office,
through the weed.
Right? His office is surrounded by how many? Like it's like 7 weed dispensaries.
Well, no, just
medical.
One big one.
Well, there's
and then
a doctor,
like a little process line you go through.
Yeah, and then there's a doctor guy, right?
Yeah, there's a Doc MJ.
Doc MJ. He gives you cards and stuff.
Very nice African American lady that goes out to the picnic tables and joins us all the time.
No, it's safe. I mean, it's
you got 24-hour armed security. Yeah, they most can't shoot for shit, but I can. And I can move quicker than them.
Well,
too, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, I had a blast. Like, okay, Houston, Austin were temp, stops.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas was insane. I met the most incredible people in Dallas. Like incredible. Like I'm telling you, they're just amazing people. And what I saw was, these people are leading the movement. It's them that are changing literally history.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited to
they
just
were
be in their
submitting those things to the IG or something, or to the Attorney General.
Oh, everyone is to all the Attorney Generals
to do the mask mandate.
Yeah, not the mask mandates to reinforce our rights. It's their job, and I think they forgot that. And I think we should talk about that on how they've actually failed.
Saying they forgot it gives them too much credit.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be super nice. Super nice, but it was.
I'm gonna be a dick.
It was. It was so much fun. But then when then I met with our lawyer, right? And then I went out to dinner with her, Oath Keeper,
Stuart.
and another gentleman. I'm not going to put his name on blast to millions of people. And I was like, we had dinner, we ate, and then I went to the hotel, slept, got up in the morning to go to my meetings, and then I went to the airport.
As you're meeting, but okay, so when did you meet with Stuart and them?
Stuart actually came to the gathering, which I thought would have been like 10 people.
Yeah, but what day was it?
Stop giving me hard questions.
Like Saturday?
I think it was
Saturday. That when I did the thing?
It was Saturday.
Was that the day you guys did your picture?
Yes.
Okay, so it was Saturday.
Yeah.
So, it was just a few days before that. That Jonathan Lee Riches and KC did that most bizarre video that we saw interview. And they were bringing in Stuart on that to associate Stuart with that slime ball. So when they decide they're going to pull the trigger, they're going to destroy the credibility of Stuart. What do they do if they destroy the credibility of Stuart? They destroy the credibility of Kelly.
Well, they can't destroy Kelly.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They will. That's what they will do, and they'll do it there and 2 or 3 other places, and it makes it really difficult.
So, so I got stuck. Texas didn't want me to leave.
No, I saw a lot of planes that were getting backed up.
Well, I was supposed to go out to Phoenix, and the flight was canceled. And then they were like, we don't know how we're going to get you to Tampa, so I could do the rest of my trip. And so they were going to get me out to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm waiting for the Denver, because if I go to Denver, then I could have met with another person there and then flown from there to Tampa. And then they were like, okay, that flight may go because we have bad weather and it's fucking rain. Like, when do pilots not fly in the rain? So all of Texas shut down all their flights and I couldn't go anywhere. So I had to FedEx all that stuff. So anyway,
yeah, and then it ended up they lost your luggage.
Dude, oh my gosh. That's like, wait, no, they lost my luggage in Dallas too. So in Dallas, my bags were missing because they had changed me 3 different flights. So I finally get my bags at like midnight and I have to get a hotel. And I'm like, shit, what am I going to find? So, I go on the app and I put like a Marriott because I'm a member with them that was nearby. It was like the Marriott in Dallas. And the Marriott in Dallas, I got it. It was like $259 for what? Like 3 hours. I was like, my kid has to sleep. I wasn't going to put her on the benches because everyone was already lining all the floors of everything, right? And so then I
a lot of flip-flops and Dora.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I met a lady named I'm not going to say it out loud, who was, talking to me about people like Simon Parks and how he has a 9-foot alien wife. And so we got talking and had some drinks. And then I woke Phoebe up at 3 a.m. And guess what? All the flights were canceled there too. And they had magically booked me on a flight at like 9 o'clock.
Was it still raining or something?
It was drizzling. It's like, whatever. Anyway.
Can I...
we're starting the show.
Funny memory with the...
Wait, we're starting the show. So I'm going to have to stop you. Okay, we're starting the show now. It was
about Dora.
About me?
Dora, the Explorer.
We'll see you guys in a second. Okay. Let's go.
You've been kept down. You've been pushed round. You've been lied to. You've been fed through. Who's making your decision? You or your religion? Your government, your country? You patriotic junkie? What's the revolution? People, you got me down. What's the revolution? Oh, people, you got me down. You think too long. Your rights abuse refused. Blaming your political friends. till you see the fire. Way down until you're on the side. It's a revolution. Come on, people, you can't be down. What's the revolution? Come on, people, you can't be down. The train is coming, the train is coming, the train is coming, the train is coming. Get on board, get on board, get on board, get on board. The engine's coming, the engine's coming, the engine's coming, the engine's coming. Get on board, get on board, get on board, get on board. The train is coming, the train is coming, the train is coming, the train is coming. Get on board, get on board, get on board, get on board. The engine's coming, the engine's coming, the engine's coming, the engine's coming. Get on board, get on board. What's the revolution? Come on, people, you got me down. What's the revolution? Come on, people, you got me down. What's the revolution? Come on, people, you got me down. What's the revolution? Come on, people, you got me down.
Welcome, everyone, to the Tori Says Show. Today, I am live from Florida in the Bergy Bit Freedom Stream Studios. And I have taken over Bergy's mixer here.
My Tori test. Yes, right.
Yeah, yes, you are. Yeah. And so today, we're going to do the news today together, right?
Yes,
and we're going to talk about stuff. So I just wanted to say in the pre-show, because we kind of like we're testing things out and just having a chat. I was discussing how I met with a lot of people from Dallas, and what was incredible was that the person that was hosting, which what I thought was like 5-10 people, it definitely was not, for like coffee and get together and snacks. Whose raspberries I ate all of them, right? She was a Democrat.
Is that code for something?
No, they were raspberries, like actual raspberries. And because I hadn't had any sugar all day, they were the sweetest thing I ate all day.
I didn't know if that was like some like sexual thing that I'm not up on.
Oh my gosh, no. Where is your mind? It's like super in the gutter. So
kids these days, I can't keep up with y'all.
Kids. I'm a kid. So they were all incredible patriots. I saw also, and I heard actually, a Dianon jingle, which
Cool.
was super awesome. Way to go, Dianon! Like that,
He did a rap song about it for us.
Yeah, like I mean,
For
this
Tori,
guy should
maybe.
like be doing that for like a living, like really. He's just so good, and his lyrics are pretty magical. And the jingle was so awesome, and everyone was just incredible. But what I was saying was the person that was hosting it up until March 2020, that person was a registered Democrat. That's a big deal, right? That is a very big deal. And the discussions were great. And what
I was
conversation?
a registered Democrat.
Yeah, well, apparently I was when I never registered as anything in Kentucky, because they ask you, I left it blank. I wasn't going to pick my denominator. Nobody needs to know my business. Why would I register? So the discussion that we had, and what I reinforced, was when President Trump ran for office, he had told everyone he ran under the Republican ticket because Republican voters are stupid. The Republicans are stupid. And now people are like, oh my gosh, that's so insulting. But he's right.
They appear to be quite gullible.
Well, no, it's because you guys don't seem to realize that we know who the Democrats are. We've said this before.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me.
No, we already know who they are. We know who the independents are. They're either the granola muncher greeners or the libertarians, right? And so we already know who they are. But the Republicans are not who they say they are. They lie to you. They are in control of all of them, okay? They are richer. They have more money, more clout, and more push than any Democrat. So if you guys think that the Democrats are running point, you're wrong. And the point that I made to Bergy when we were having this conversation
it said it all.
Is like, why do people think that the Republicans are the good guys when we had a Republican Senate, a Republican House, and we still have Obamacare?
Yeah. Yeah, it's because the Republicans brought you Obamacare.
There you go.
They didn't want to get rid of it. They're like, oh, shit.
Yes, exactly. They're the masterminds. And now people are starting to see the RNC's corrupt. The GOP is a piece of shit.
Okay, so let me add to that. I mean, look, you got John McCain. Dynology, General Jones was McCain's IT company. Yes. But then he turned around and ended up as Obama's national security advisor. These guys have no party affiliations. It's all about profit.
So there is no party. There's just one party.
There's
one party.
Establishment party.
One. Yeah, that's it. And it's like, you're either part of us or not part of us.
I don't want to be part of it.
So, yeah, I don't want to be a part of it either. And this is why they don't like President Trump. This is why they didn't even freaking support him when we decided he's going to be the candidate. I remember it was like, we're talking September time. We're talking August, September time. I went down to the North Dakota, which is supposedly red because they're Republican. No, and they're red because they're Chinese, but not Republican, right? It's China. But they had no Trump signs, no Trump apparatus, nothing. And they weren't throwing any support behind President Trump. In fact, it was only Congressman Kramer, which now is Senator Kramer, is a different person, that actually, backed him. Everyone else in the GOP was like, no. And I'm not just talking North Dakota GOP. We're talking all of it. So when you guys say I'm a Republican or I'm a conservative, I think it's wrong. And when we had the discussion in Dallas, I was like, we should just say I'm an American. We shouldn't identify with any political party because it plays absolutely zero role. We should have no parties. We should just have people we elect. Like there shouldn't be a controlling party. I don't know why we even have controlling parties, right? We should just have people that represent us.
No, Tory speaks out whether it's Democrat or Republican if they're doing jacked up shit. And that's why I like proximity to her, because when I do it and everybody's like pissed off at me, I don't have to wait long and they'll be pissed off at Tory. So they forget about me.
No, they just hate truth.
Yeah, they do.
People really
they definitely have an issue with that.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
And it really, really hurts, when I see people that are, that they really do. Yeah, they hate truth. By the way, somebody from the Dallas group brought me this fajita thing. I don't even know.
They like fajitas.
Wait. So like I had left it on the counter, and I put it in my bag by accident when I was going to the airport. So check this out. So the airport's late, shut down and everything. But when I checked in at the airport desk, I was like all the way in the corner. It was a hot mess. They were so busy. But I had parked it. It was right by TSA. Like my bag with the water and that food, because I couldn't take it with me because I had it like not in my luggage. I wasn't going to take a burrito in my luggage anyway. So when it was like 11 o'clock at night, right, and I'm standing there and there's nothing there, guess what? I had this burrito thing from the day before, and it was fine. because I haven't paid for it yet. So
they let you
it's Monday.
They let you get through security with a burrito.
No, it was right before security at the desk, right there, and it was still there. And I was
that could be used as a weapon.
I'm going to take that right now because everything's shut. No, because I was there from like 2 p.m. until midnight because they had lost my my luggage.
You could create your own explosives. The flight was long enough.
Well, I had it was so good. It was so good, probably because we were all hungry because it was Terminal E, and there's nothing there, and everything was shut down.
Was that a DFW?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
It was the terminal that was the poor terminal, the terminal that has nothing. Dude, what? Do you know how many times I went through? Okay, guess how many times
without going back out through security.
Guess how many
it's
times
the home of the freaking Marlboro Man.
Right. But guess how many times I went through freaking security in Dallas? I just
probably a lot, dozens. I'm imagining for a cigarette.
At one point, they were like, "You're just pre-screened. Just freaking go."
Yeah.
They were tired of seeing me. They were just like, "We're done. Go."
It sucks. It's stupid. Oh my God. That's like the home of the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
And I was flying all over the world. And I come back from, I was coming back from South Korea on one of my trips and go through Dallas, Fort Worth. And I'm like, are you people kidding me? Then you got to get on that monorail system that takes you into another freaking country or some shit. I don't know how long that is, but to get from one side of it to the other, that big loop thing that they got with the train. That's
nothing. You need to go to LAX. That shit should be, that's bigger than the Vatican. It should be its own country. Los Angeles Airport
actually, don't give them any ideas. They're trying.
Oh my God, you should. They're trying.
Socialist
you know what I thought? Considering, okay, first of all, political affiliation, we need to squash that. Mm-hmm. There should be no political affiliation. If we kill political affiliation and it's only people,
well, what would they weaponize?
They wouldn't be able to weaponize shit.
Well, they could do. They got racism.
Yeah, that's dying though. See, people are waking up to that. Nobody believes that anymore. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying if we just cut the cord and said, "I'm not giving you money. I give it directly only to the person," and if they're party affiliated, they're not getting shit. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't need a party. I need just a person. Mm-hmm. Then they can't weaponize anything against us.
But I mean, would you be like, would that be an independent, the independent party? Because they're a party in their own right.
Right. But they don't have a independent corporation.
Really?
Do they?
I don't know.
Is there an independent fund like the RNC and DNC? Is there an INC? Independent National Committee? There isn't.
I don't know.
So
if they did.
No, fuck it. We don't need an independent committee. We don't need a committee. We're making jobs for more lobbies. Yeah. This way we don't have lobbies. The lobbyists are done after that.
Independents determine the outcome of every election.
Well, this time everyone should be just saying if you're affiliated with a national council of any party, we're not voting. I think that would be the best.
Or if you've ever worked for a company named blank blank group, just anything group, you're disqualified.
Like a lobby?
A lobby. If you've worked for anything
could you imagine how much money they would lose? Because no one would be going to their conventions because nobody gives a shit, right? Nobody
goes to the Democrat ones anymore.
Yeah, anyway. I know they don't anyway, but they just get paid to go though, right? So they use money. So there would be no corporations
that's going to bring the
funding it.
The
right. But there would be no corporations funding it. So it would be like, say everyone in the chats of Twitch was running right now, right? Mm-hmm. Then there would be, thousands of people running, and the corporations would have to individually pay them, which we would be able to see.
No. What you're trying to do? No. That's already in the Constitution. It's the dumbest thing in the world. We aren't doing this.
What?
You realize the Constitution literally says there's supposed to be one congressman for every 30,000 people. Right. It's literally in the Constitution, written in there. It wasn't added later. It's literally written in there that you're supposed to have one representative for every 30,000 people. Now, Congress said, "Oh, that's getting too big. We want to keep it this number," and they brought it into that number. Now they're 435 or something.
If they made a law and changed it, then we can't change it.
They don't. Well, no, but how do you make a law that supersedes the Constitution? Isn't that unconstitutional?
Well, no.
They really need to have they're amending the Constitution.
They are.
by doing that, and they haven't done that. So, but think about this.
Oh, they didn't add an
That would
amendment?
be They just change. They just make a rule in
shit.
Congress, right? But the Constitution said it's supposed to have 30,000, one for every 30,000, which would be about 12,000 congressmen,
Damn.
which would be
That
like
would mean
herding cats. They can't control shit.
Oh my God!
Why do you think they got it at 435? Imagine Nancy Pelosi trying to do 30, but it's in the Constitution.
Wait a minute.
It's not something we even have to change. It's just something we got to say.
So
do
wait
it.
a minute. We need to talk to Kelly with this.
Huh?
Because if they've not created an amendment to the Constitution, but created a rule, then we can throw the rule out, and they're all fucked.
Yeah.
Because then, could you imagine? Just say, let's go easy.
Be a hell of a Zoom chat.
Wait. Wait a minute.
Right? That's what the law says. One for every third. That's Constitution. It's written in there. Look it up.
So that would mean
I'll pull it up right now.
5, 6.
You'd actually be able to get a. You'd actually be able to get a.
Are you serious? Hold on,
no.
guys.
Though somebody's already telling you in there it's true.
Let me see.
I don't know. They will be.
A lot cheaper to bribe 435 and blackmail them than 12.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Okay, are you gonna find it first?
Probably.
Okay.
Nah.
You know where it is. So that would mean, okay, so like, for example, wait a minute. Let me just think. So that would mean like a state like North Dakota.
The U.S. Constitution called for at least one representative per state, and that no more than one for every 30,000 persons. Thus, the size of the state's House delegation depends on its population. So, no more than one for every 30,000 persons.
Okay, let me find it out.
Right?
Let me put it up on the screen. Hold on.
But that's when there was only like about 4 million people. It's the Permanent Apportionment Act of 1929. House of Representatives changed it. The Constitution called for it, but then the Permanent Apportionment Act.
Wait, call it again. The Permanent
Apportionment Act of 1929.
Okay.
Fixing the number of representatives at fourth. On this date, the House passed the Permanent Apportionment Act of 1929, fixing the number of representatives at 435. The U.S. Constitution called for at least one representative per state, and that no more than one for every 30,000 persons. Thus, the size of the state's House delegation depended on its population. But the founders were vague on how large future Congresses should be, what method.
Oh my gosh! Do you know when they did it?
1929.
During the Great Depression.
Right.
Oh my gosh! Everyone was so
but
busy
they changed
jumping off of the. Yeah, but they were
without
jumping.
Doing the Constitution.
Right. So then it's illegal.
It's illegal.
You can't pass an act.
We just need to get. Could you imagine 12,000? Could you imagine Nancy Pelosi trying to control 12,000 of those lunkheads?
Wait a minute. No,
12,000 AC. AOCs.
That would mean that we'd have. Now we have one representative in North Dakota. When normally for size like 700, that would be like 23.3. 23.3. So like 23 congressmen for just the state of North Dakota that right now just has one.
Well, how many?
There's only one congressman in North
What's
Dakota.
What's the population of North Dakota?
So for every one, the population is 700,000. So that would be about 23.3. So that would be 23.
Your math is better.
Yeah, 23.
You went to a Greek school.
I know I didn't. Well, yeah, I did.
Probably
second time.
At some point.
Yeah, at some point I did.
We were making fun of them earlier, but not when it comes to math. I did that to our waiter, and I regretted it.
And he was like,
he was a total nerd. Yeah,
he
was a nerd. Calculus, total nerd. I knew that.
So that would mean
I was being ironic.
That North Dakota would have 23 representatives, not one.
There you go.
Holy shit.
Right.
That would
good
be
luck.
Almost one for every county.
Yeah, good luck.
We have 50 something counties, right? 51? Yeah. So, oh wow!
Imagine how many Florida would have. We got like 7 million people.
Think of it this way: could you imagine how powerful each state would be at that point?
Yeah.
Guys, I think I know what you are realizing right now. What
And it's
I'm
already in the
thinking of.
Constitution. These
Wait a minute.
dumbasses just
And
changed
we have
it.
a lawyer that would do it too.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I was going to tell everyone about too. Was that? Hold on, let me just show you it on Wikipedia. So it happened during the Great Depression. Let's see.
Lots of cheese.
Apportionment was preceded by the Apportionment Act of 1911 that took effect after 1932 election. Hold on, let me zoom in for them so they can see it too. Right. So Supreme Court ruled in Wood versus Broom that the provisions of each Appointment Act affected only the appointment for which they were written. Thus, the size of the population requirement last stated in the Apportionment Act of 1911 expired with the enactment of the 1929. Gave little direction concerning congressional redistricting and merely established a system.
Well, the Supreme Court also said that blacks were only like, partial people. And then they kind of revisited that, didn't they?
We can't change the Constitution with laws.
No, you got to change it with you got to amend the Constitution, which I remember them going after liquor.
Wait, stop. How the fuck are we going to amend it? How are we going to make an amendment?
No, they have to make an amendment.
They can't make an amendment because we don't have anyone in there.
No, we don't need to.
We don't need to. We could just squash the law out.
No, it's supposed to be. The law already. No, the laws. The Constitution says one for every 30,000 people.
I know.
We don't need to change anything. In order for them to only have 435 people, they needed to amend the Constitution. We didn't. It's already in the Constitution.
Okay, so it's there. Now what? Now that we know that it's there, how do we tell them to go? How do we?
Well, let's send a hairy man dressed like a Viking in there and see how that works out.
It doesn't.
Okay. So we're gonna have to come up with a better plan than the last crew.
Okay. So
Flynn.
What
oh, Jesus.
So let's use an example that's really simple and streamlined in regards to numbers. State of North Dakota has 700,000. They only have one congressman. Mm-hmm. How do we get, for example, the state of North Dakota to send 22 more representatives and say, fuck you, we're representatives, and challenge them?
Well, they could because, state, that's the 13th Amendment, right? That's the state rights thing.
Wait a minute.
Or no, the 10th.
Wait. How do we force the court to vacate the act is the direct question. Because for some reason,
do I look
someone
like an
has
attorney? I stay at the Magnuson Hotel, not even the Holiday Inn. I can't even give you paralegal advice. It's a good idea, though. They just made up the laws. They made up the rule. But there was a reason they wanted one for every 30,000, so that they couldn't pull this 435 bullshit. Right? So you can't herd 12,000 cats.
Okay, so how do we? There's no way we're going to have anyone in Congress help us with this right now. None of them, because none of them want out.
No, they don't want to. They don't want to be one of 12,000.
Okay,
they want to be one of 335.
Okay, so having this discussion, I'm saying, how do we remedy this? We don't need a lawyer. We're people. We're in charge. How do we remedy this?
We rally the troops.
Okay, and what do we do?
We include that in the awakening, because the people actually make the laws. The people elect the people, and if enough people said this, they can't bullshit,
fucking run elections right now. They're all corrupt. So next,
well, we're working on that. That's because of the shadow net shit. I already told you we're working on that. I got that taken care of. So we'll kind of, sort of. It's a work in progress.
Okay, so
I punch over my weight.
No, what do we do now? What do we do now?
I don't know.
What do we do now? How do we force them?
I'm just the idea guy.
Let's
You
just
guys got to
pretend-
figure out how
let's
to
just
make it
pretend-
actually work.
Let's just pretend that all of us are from the state of North Dakota, which is the simplest one.
Why do you pick North Dakota?
Because it's the smallest population in the nation. It's got 700,000 in the whole state.
Is that the one with the hot governor?
Hot?
Yeah.
The Chinese one.
No, not the Chinese governor.
Yeah, it's the Bill Gates Chinese governor.
What is it? A woman?
No, South.
Well, then that'd be the other
That's
Dakota.
South Dakota. How many are in South Dakota? Okay, let me check. If you want to use another one with the hot governor, population of North Dakota. Okay.
760.
Yeah, that's for North Dakota. We wanted South Dakota. Sorry. 800. So North Dakota is still the least. Well, actually, it's Rhode fucking Island, isn't it?
You know, the two of them put together doesn't come to Tampa's population.
Yeah, Rhode Island. Rhode Island is the smallest one, and it has more people than North Dakota and South Dakota.
Yeah. So, but it's easy to do math on a million.
Why are you distracting me? I'm trying to do numbers here. I'm asking you. Smallest population is North Dakota, right?
Okay. Is it really?
It is. It's 700,000, right? You just saw it. So we've got that. Wait, Wyoming, someone says. We got to go to the smallest population one. Wyoming population.
You like my new key?
Oh, it is Wyoming. Stop the press. Oh, look, it has a petrified tree.
That's from
that's a tree.
From Close Encounters of the Third
That's
Kind.
a tree.
That's from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, isn't it? Yeah, that was. Remember they made the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Remember the mashed potato mountain where the aliens met?
Huh.
Yeah.
It's not a map. Okay, so it's Wyoming. All right, let's go to Wyoming then. Let's take Wyoming. Least people, right? So they get what? 20, 19. Shut the fuck up. I need to double check that because if that's true, that would be so messed. That would be so cray cray. What I'm about to say is going to be super cray cray.
So if they just send it,
it's gonna be so fucking crazy right now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Why can't a state just say, okay, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna send them to Congress and enforce Congress to not allow them in there and force that conversation? Say, hey, why aren't you gonna allow all our people in there? We voted based on the requirements of the Constitution.
I don't want to do Wyoming.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to do Wyoming? She always gets that face and then doesn't say why. But you know, it's like, oh, something terrible, like someone's gonna die or something if you do it.
We can't do Wyoming.
Okay, it sounds reasonable.
But
do Florida.
No, we can't do. We can do Florida.
We can.
Okay,
we got DeSantis.
Yeah, we do.
And Trump. They like pissing people off.
Yes, we do. Okay, let's do it.
21.
Oh, we're gonna bring in a bunch of Congress people now.
Let's just throw 1,000 of them in there for good measure.
Hold on.
Could you imagine if it's 21 points? That's like 1,000 of them. Or no, 800. What would that be?
722.
Okay. 722 representatives show up in Congress from Florida.
Oh my gosh.
That's double what's already there almost. We're here.
Wait, how's this? I mean, you usually have to take elections, right?
Well, the 10th Amendment gives each state is a state's right thing, right? I just took a civics class. I'm not really smart. But I remembered that from the class. And so the 10th Amendment, right, is states' laws.
Wait a minute.
States' rights.
I got it. So maybe I remembered it wrong with the full warrant toe. Like taking them out of their seats.
With the what?
Hold on. Can I borrow this paper?
Yes.
Maybe I remembered it wrong. But if that means that we're going to bring 722 people, right? Then
that'd be awesome.
Then all we need is 722 people to step forward and declare themselves representatives of fucking Florida.
That's a weak night on Tory Says.
We have 722 people in Florida, don't we?
No problem.
Wait a minute. We don't even have to have elections.
Yeah, you got to have elections.
We don't know we have to, but they haven't allowed us to have elections, and they've been doing them wrongfully. So 722 people can just declare that they are.
They can identify as a congressman.
No, fuck yeah. I mean, you can identify as wait, and then they can declare it because they actually have the authority to do so, because their representatives are not enough.
Oh, I know how we do it.
Okay.
I know how we do it.
Go.
Florida does like everything by ballot amendments, right? So if you that's how we got. That's elect. How. Hold on. No. We do everything by like anything that we want to do. We wanted to get weed legalized, and Roger Stone went around and got enough signatures that got it on a ballot, right? So why don't you get enough signatures to get something on the ballot that says we would like to have Florida is going to have one representative for Congress for every 30,000 people, right? And we bring in close to that every month, so we'll be growing a representative every month or so just by the apportionment.
Oh yeah, because that population of 21.67 was from 2019.
Right. So, but if you did an amendment, if you put it on the ballot to have the state of Florida say that we're going to have one representative for every 30,000.
Someone just came up with it. That's it.
What's that?
Special election.
Well, you don't need a special election. You just need to get it on the ballot, and then Florida votes for it. We could do it, and they would have to. Don't hurt my orchid.
No. Why is your orchid so?
You just keep knocking it around with the respawn chair. You're so violent.
Special election. Okay, Patrick. First of all, that means that you have faith that our elections are going to be conducted in 2022.
No.
Okay.
Well,
So then we can't put shit on the ballot. Okay. So we got to move it along. It was with what authority is the question. That's what the quo warranto requests. With what authority, right? Therefore, maybe that is what I remembered wrong. That maybe it was them saying with what authority, and it's like the Constitution.
The Constitution says one for every 30,000.
I like that. I have
which brings chaos into the scene immediately.
I believe
you couldn't control it.
Yeah, but I believe what we have to do is figure out a way to force them to acknowledge it.
Well, they are still elected officials, right?
How come? No,
I understand. But if you piss off enough Americans, Democrats and Republicans, you do end up and you take that control away from them that they have of the fucking narrative, which I've been telling you about forever, and nobody listens to me. You take away that command and control that they have over the narrative with all the TV and multimedia and social media. You take that away, and you get people forcing their congressmen to, we demand this. And stand them in front of everybody, or put it on the next ballot amendment, and so that the state votes on it. And if the state votes on anything and approves it, that's the state law. So if the citizens of Florida voted to enforce the Constitution of 1 in 30,000,
I'm not your friend at all right now, because you're saying that we should put it on the ballot and wait to 2022. No, that's not happening. We can't. Okay, so we've got the Attorney General.
Yeah, but a lot of things can change
us
between now
to
and
segregate the country. I'm just saying it is going to happen. So that's that. I've got that thing in Florida that I'm doing in a couple weeks. So I could probably marry that thing with this. Hold on, I'm trying to think, guys. What am I not remembering? I think it's just them declaring it.
Declaring what?
That they're the representative for their area.
No, that's what.
And that way they could be challenged. And then they say, you're not the representative. And it's like, yes, I am, because the Constitution says it's 1 in 30,000.
But you have to, the Constitution also says there's a process to electing or appointing.
Okay, so let's do a special election.
The governor could possibly appoint 722 of them.
So why can't we? Wait a minute. Why don't we get 722 people
Mhm.
within the Tory Says Florida group
Mhm.
that will nominate themselves to ask the governor to be appointed as representatives in their communities?
I get Dump Tower area.
Oh, can I get dibs here? I don't live here.
Well, you can get
I'll do that
Tarpon.
shit in Ohio.
You can get like 3 blocks of Tarpon Springs. Gus Bilirakis has already screwed it all up.
When I do move to Florida, I'm going to take his place. For sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Please do.
You know.
I'm 100.
And I'm Greek, so I qualify. And I can, what is it? Buy a business there or do business there?
Yeah. You can actually own a business on Dodecanese. Because if you aren't Greek, you can't get like licensed there, which seems highly racist.
It is racist.
But we aren't. We got enough issues than to go after
the
civil issues with the spongers. And the spongers got enough issues just being spongers.
Yeah. Okay. How do you? I think that's it. Maybe the by what authority could have been, because it is the quo warranto with what authority did they hold.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the quo warranto in question, saying that you don't have that authority to represent me because you're not 1 in 30,000. You're just, this much. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking place, and we asked DeSantis to just appoint everyone.
Just appoint him. I think he could do that as governor. And if he did, then Congress would have to accept him or deny them. And if they deny them, then they're going to have to deny him.
Congress people. Yeah. And then everybody has special elections nationwide. You're constantly looking at your orchid.
Yeah.
Dude, move the sense. Oh my gosh, you have it like so sorted out too.
It's not.
I can't believe you're a green thumber.
Well, yeah.
Oh my god. Fun fact about Bergy, he likes. Oh, that's so. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's kind of awesome. Right. Could we elect President Trump right now as a representative to, oh my gosh, if we could convince him only, that would be.
He could get the Mar-a-Lago area.
Well, yeah, and then there's Laura Loomer there too, flanking it, which would be fantastic.
She would get another 30,000.
Another 30,000 people.
Yeah, 30,000 is not a lot of people with today's population.
Well, it doesn't say that it has to be by section; it has to be per population.
Per population.
Yeah, so it could be everyone could be freaking down in Miami. Everyone could be over here. Everyone.
No, but I want to
be
able to be. I want to be one of 30,000. I want to be one of 30,000 people. So I can go to see my representative.
I know some really good people in Florida that would totally take that spot.
Yeah, and you could just instead of make it like part-time job. Don't make it a full-time job. And, maybe make like the secretary or something full time.
And then the only time that they actually go to Congress and get paid just part-time work, right? Just like,
so you're not
a couple $100 is, the only thing we do is pay their travel to go when they have to vote.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, and it's a part-time job. It doesn't need to be full-time if you're only dealing with like 30,000 people. You go in and vote on stuff.
And then they don't get the pension, the gifts from Facebook.
Like if somebody wanted to have a bridge, right? If somebody wanted to build a bridge, well, it would take 4 or 5 congressmen that would have to agree on that bridge because it would be into multiple districts of 30,000 people. You see what I'm saying? Or a road or whatever it is.
That's so sexy.
Right? It's awesome. And it's already in the Constitution. You can look.
Yeah,
it up
but
yourself.
then that
they just made an act.
Wait, they're
circumvented the.
So basically, they don't get paid. The only time they get paid is to travel to go and vote.
Yeah, if they actually did something that required them expending money. No, but I mean, if they're putting in their own time, let's say 20 hours a week or something, give them $15 an hour.
Yeah, well, it'll be a lot less than what they're getting paid right now. Yeah. These people have gym membership. They get paid $194,000 a year, but they also get extra stuff. Like they get these travel budgets, and then they get budgets to pay for their staff. Yeah. So they've got their Gal Friday.
Oh, it's in the millions.
Friday.
It's in the millions. These guys are expenses.
It's like what, 5-6 million.
It's ridiculous.
The budget is pretty insane for each congressperson. So,
but just make them like a part-time job. Maybe make their make a secretary or something that's full-time job. Let them stay there. Let them handle the continuity because you're going to be going through a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to be wanting to stay as a congressman for more than
We should do this in Texas.
Who's going to want to stay? Who's going to want to make a career out of being a congressman?
I saw at least 100 people in Dallas ready to go.
There you go.
We could go to Abbott and say, "Hey, counties. Abbott, let's call you to the carpet since you're being so nice and all lately. Let's see." I think we should tackle that.
It's in the Constitution.
We've got some in Ohio. We'll go up to DeWine and be like, "This is what we want to do. Appoint him." And if he rejects us, we can sue him for rejecting us, right? Because he's not abiding by the Constitution. Oh my gosh, that's it. Because if the governor says no, I'm not doing it, then we could sue him. Oh my gosh.
I get maybe how 435. I get how the Apportionment Act may have been needed back then, right? Because you've got you wouldn't want like thousands of you wouldn't want like a ton that 1,000 representatives have to travel around the country to come to the.
Someone mentioned Ivan. You remember Ivan, right?
Yes.
He's a constitutional attorney. We could call him.
Really?
But I mean,
he's a spy too, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. But
if you had, but now with today's technology, why would and like how they do? Why do you need to have? You don't need 12,000 people to go to the Congress. They could all Zoom now, and you're not going to be able to control 12,000 people. So when you have a vote on something in Congress, they can do it from Zoom, and good luck with a lobby. Imagine how difficult a lobbyist organization.
No, they can't do it from Zoom.
Try being a lobbyist organization with 12,000 congressmen.
They can't do it from Zoom. They're going to have to do it in their state.
There you go.
Their state, because the state representatives get paid a shit ton less, right? So they should do it at the state, and they have to physically present themselves, where there will be a master at arms that sees them, documents them,
at their state, and then the state can go in,
and then the state
they can do like group Zooms.
No, and then the state. So the state master at arms will then go to Washington D.C. and submit all the votes according to. Oh my God!
They could still do it.
I mean, they could still do it over the phone.
They could still do it, and then
like
just
the legal
keep that
process,
official process.
The paper process.
It would be awesome. The reason that they put it at 435 was because logistics at the time. Maybe get that.
Maybe we can use my new blockchain for them to vote.
You could use blockchain to vote, right?
Yeah.
But it would just destroy the lobbyist movement.
My gosh, could you imagine Microsoft having to pay out 12,000 people?
It would be a true
pharma.
But it would be a true representative democracy, correct?
Right, but could you imagine your guy living in your neighborhood suddenly buys a mansion after becoming a congressman? He gets kicked out. People will see that and be like, "Yo, Joe, we just put you up there. Where'd you get that from?" Oh, sounds like you took a bribe. Sounds like you need to go home. Because we don't need a dirty representative. Oh my gosh. It would be a lot easier to keep check on your congressman or woman.
Well, your congressman would have very limited individual power. It would be like it's going to take 2 or 3 congressmen to get a road built, right? The congressman could get a statue put in his congressional district for someone. Okay, that's nice. We'll give you a little statue. But otherwise, you're going to be bleeding into your next congressman with anything you do. So, let's say like garbage, like sanitation. Well, sanitation covers everybody. So any decisions made on sanitation are going to be, well, that's probably city level, right? But any of these things that cover, which is everything.
Like infrastructure, the stupid, insane.
Yeah, any type of infrastructure.
Bill, that's insane.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they had 12,000
12,000 people would have to vote on it.
And they would have to be all paid off.
Good luck
you imagine trying to pass the CARES Act or Obamacare?
But
with
what would it do? It would literally represent down to a much more fractional number the true intent of the voters, right?
Yeah. Okay. We could call Kelly during the break if it is. I'm going to put on a little video, which is 10 minutes. That'll give us enough time to give her a call right now.
Cool.
And we'll be right back. I'm going to call Kelly and see if we can just request the governors to appoint people.
We should have a chit chat with her if we can get a hold of her.
Maybe we can add her on.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Does your thing connect phones?
It does connect phones.
Stop.
Yeah.
You guys want a constitutional attorney that's actually filing.
Well, let's see if we can get a hold of her.
Within the Supreme Court, which I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about this. Well, not yet. I'm going to tell you about it on Monday because we have to do something on Tuesday. But what if I told you SCOTUS Gate is right around the corner because Kelly's filing something in SCOTUS? So, and it's going to open the door for all of us to be part of that. So I'm going to play a clip. Oh, you know what? No, I like to give a little bit of woo-woo. When let me, you know what I want people to listen to? You know who is really good at this?
Who's that? Snoop Dogg?
No.
No, it's just saying Snoop Dogg.
This one. Okay, so this is a little bit of philosophy while we go off to call Kelly, and we'll be right back. So I hope you guys like this. I'm a big fan of his. I love his words. Kind of says stuff I say. I just discovered his videos. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
Ow. I tried to pull a nose hair. Forgot we were on camera. Excuse me.
Who am I? Am I the mind? Am I the body that contains the mind? Am I a descendant of an alien race that long ago set foot on Earth? Am I created by God? The English philosopher writer Alan Watts believed that the most important question a human could ask is this: who am I? During his long career as an interpreter of Eastern philosophies like Zen Buddhism and Taoism, he tried to solve the riddles of human existence. Because it seems difficult for us to see who we are and who we aren't, which Watts compared to the inability to bite our own teeth, he uses similes and metaphors to bring his points across. In his lectures, he emphasizes that we are much more intertwined with the universe around us than we think, and that the separateness between us and the outer world that our minds perceive is, in fact, an illusion. So we could ask, what is this illusion? And if I'm living in an illusion, then who am I? This video contains reflections on the thoughts and philosophy of Alan Watts in regards to who we really are and who we are not. When the mind perceives the world, it implies a certain separateness from the world. The sky, the traffic, the people on the streets, everything we see seems to be outside of us. But what's happening outside of us, at least the way we perceive it, is actually happening within our minds. Without the mind, there are no colors, no smells, no sounds, no feelings of touch. Now, this doesn't mean that the whole universe is located in the skull. When it comes to location in a three-dimensional space, the things we perceive are indeed located outside of the skull. So the skull is located within the world that it creates. And this creation of the world happens inside the skull. So we see a symbiotic relationship between our minds and the world. Both cannot exist without one another. If we would remove the human mind, then the world as we know it will collapse in an instant. There may be other worlds left, like the world of dogs that's dominated by smell, or the world of flies that's seen with many eyes. But our world will be gone. This also means that without anything to perceive the universe itself becomes irrelevant. Imagine that there are no beings or things in the entire universe that possess some form of consciousness, even if it's just through waves or touch. Then the universe wouldn't be there, because there's nothing to take notice of it. There's nothing that knows if anything is there. And if someone or something would object against this idea, then that would mean that there's at least something there, something to have this idea and something to object against it. Because of our sense of separateness, many have come to believe that we are not part of our environment and that we are, somehow, guests in this world. And that when the earth was still lifeless, suddenly intelligence was thrown into it and started to develop. This intelligence could have come in the form of fluids or vegetation and started to spread around the dead planet and turned it into Earth as we know it. Alan Watts has a different view on this process. He states that we are actually coming out of these dead rocks, which means that there is no true separation between intelligent life and rocks. A formerly quote-unquote dead planet has given birth to human life in the same way that an apple tree gives birth to apples. We tend to think that we're somehow above these rocks and even above the trees, the plants, the animals, and the rest of our planet. But according to Watt's ideas, that would be the same thing as an apple thinking it's above the apple tree. Yes, our bodies are more complex, more sophisticated than the sand in the Sahara Desert or the water in the Pacific Ocean. But at the same time, we're entirely dependent on what we have contempt for. Without water and sand, we wouldn't be. So we, as human beings, are basically the fruits of the universe, gifted with an extraordinary ability to be conscious of the universe, think about the universe, talk about the universe, and so forth. As Watts puts it, through our eyes, the universe is perceiving itself. Through our ears, the universe is listening to its harmonies. We are the witness through which the universe becomes conscious of its glory, of its magnificence. End quote. Now, what's the illusion? First of all, according to Watts, the idea of a separate self is an illusion, because we're all part of one big manifestation. We're products of change, like waves are part of the ocean, coming, going, and changing into other forms of existence. We could say that we are walking, talking bundles of happenings, or events, that are intertwined with the happenings around us, and there's no central soul or I. This is what the Buddhists mean with no self, and such a concept is, ironically, very difficult to grasp for a mind that thinks in concepts, as it implies that, in reality, what we see as a separate soul, for the lack of a better word, is actually something borderless, something uncontained. As humans, we do not only separate ourselves from the rest of the universe, we also try to make sense out of the universe by creating categories, concepts, definitions, ideas, etc. But to categorize something implies that we hold on or cling to something. We basically select a certain part of the manifestation, build a cage around it, and give it a name. But that's not how the world works, because as soon as we think we grasped it, it has slipped through our fingers. Therefore, concepts and ideas are only secondary. They are pointers to how things work, but are not in themselves how things work. As soon as we have named the unnameable, the thing we think we have named has already changed. For example, we give a name to a child, but the child is not the same child anymore compared to the moment we have named it. Still, we hold on to that name for years and attach it to the ideas and impressions we have of that child, even though it's subject to ongoing change and eventually transforms into a different person. Thus, we see the world in concepts: Chinese, Dutch, communist, capitalist, republic, monarchy. We have created all these rules for each other based on these concepts. The way we should think, the way we should speak, the way we should live our lives and relate to each other, who we are, who they are, what we stand for, what they stand for. Most of us can't look beyond this giant web of ideas anymore, thinking that this is life. So when someone asks, "Who are you?" most likely the answer is based on a concept rather than on reality. I'm an accountant. I'm a woman. I'm an Englishman. I'm a philosopher. But if we look closer, do these words fully entail what we are? No, they don't. At most, they describe certain features that we can discern, but they're not the full story. There are always things missing, overlooked, generalized, as our perception of things is constrained by the senses. This man-made construct of ideas, categories, and concepts with the purpose of defining what cannot be defined is what creates the illusion. Now, who are we? Well, what we can say is that we go beyond our illusions, but words are not sufficient to describe who we are. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. Or as Watts stated, the menu is not the meal. Our attempts to find who we are the reason why we cannot find it. We can't define the undefinable. We cannot make the impermanent permanent, meaning that even if we would have the words to describe exactly the nature of things, as soon as we have written them down, things have already changed. So it's no surprise that regardless of his detailed explanations of human nature, his similes, his metaphors, Alan Watts doesn't provide a definitive answer to the question, who am I? Other than
We are back. We tried to get a hold of Kelly. She's probably busy, but I got a hold of a constitutional attorney that did say that, well, good argument, but the only way to make some waves, and that's what we care about, right, is that we get 30,000 signatures to support you as a representative. Then if you have all the representatives that are necessary for the state, you all go to your governor and say, I'd like you to appoint me, like everyone would. I'd like you to appoint me as appoint us as representatives because our state is underrepresented in the House. And then you cite the law, and then the governor says yay or nay, right? That's basically it.
All I know is that you got to have one for every 30,000. How you get to there is above my pay.
So then you just need 30,000 people that say, yeah, I want you representing me.
Okay, well, no, you need one for every 30,000, which would be 12,000.
I know, but you know, you would need people to second that. So anyway, let's
you'd need to go through whatever process that the Constitution lays out for electing.
We'll look into that
officials.
so you guys can do some digging too, and we can chat. But the Quo Warranto gives us standing to do it too. So we have to take a look at that. Damn, Bergy. Okay, so let's move it along. Let's talk about how everyone's now discovering that Cuomo is a pervert when we all saw it with Nipplegate. If you remember when Cuomo came out and was talking, I had put that picture up with the red circles over his nipples because he was wearing nipple bars. Now, Letitia, who ran on, I am going to impeach Trump and I'm going to get him, made an announcement today. And here's what Governor Cuomo had to say.
Especially as others feed ugly stories to the press. But I cooperated with the review, and I can now finally share the truth. My attorney, who is a non-political former federal prosecutor, has done a response to each allegation, and the facts are much different than what has been portrayed. That document is available on my website. If you are interested, please take the time to read the facts and decide for yourself. First, I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances.
Where'd we hear that before? Did you?
I am 63 years old. I've lived my entire adult life in public view. That is just not who I am. And that's not who I have ever been.
That's what Clinton said.
There is one complaint that has been made that bothered me most. That was a complaint made by a young woman, Charlotte Bennett, who worked in my office. And it's important to me that you fully understand the situation. Charlotte worked in my office last year as an assistant. She was smart, talented, and eager to learn. She identified herself to me as a survivor of sexual assault. She said that she came to work in my administration because of all the progress we had made in fighting sexual assault. She talked about the personal trauma that she endured and how she was handling it. I could see how it would affect
He got an acting award, right?
I could see her
During
pain.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
People now ask
Got a
me,
Peabody or something.
why was I even talking to this young woman if I knew she was dealing with such issues? Why did I even engage with her? That is the obvious and fair question, and one I have thought a lot about. The truth is that her story resonated deeply with me. I had heard the same story before, with the same ugliness, the same injustice, the same damage. Not only had I heard the story before, I had lived with the story before.
What?
My own family member is a survivor of sexual assault in high school.
Stop.
Chris?
We're just going to say stop right there for a second.
I
First
was
of all-
doing my daughter's
Stop.
GoFundMe, and I'm like, wait, did Chris get
Stop.
sexually assaulted?
Stop 1 second.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. So, first of all, his face looks very Maxine Waters like, very leather like. One.
Oh, who, his or Chris?
Yeah, his. Two.
Family thing.
He already won an award for being a great actor during coronavirus, right? Was it a grant? What was it? The Oscar for it? Did he win an Oscar? Was that what he got, or what was it that he got?
I don't know. He got something.
He got something for being a great actor during an Emmy for his performance during COVID, right? So now I think instead of getting lots of Rotten Tomatoes red ones, he's got to get a lot thrown at him, because now he's about to reveal that was it Chris? Did you diddle your brother?
Oh, did you just say that towards her?
But I don't know. I'm asking a question. I didn't make a statement.
I don't know. Did
I
you
mean,
see
I don't
anything?
know.
Did you see anything in Hunter's laptop that may have brought the two together?
See, we can't be friends if you keep. I'm not wearing suspenders.
High school. I have watched her live and suffer with the trauma. I would do anything to make it go away for her. But it never really goes.
Did he tell anyone, though? Did he tell on the victim of his family member that was her, sexually
No, I'm
abused?
sure they just
Can we
covered
dig
it
up?
up.
No, maybe
They
we
cover
should.
it up
No,
like they do with Hunter.
he
They could have
said-
helped Hunter,
wait,
right?
No.
Nobody wants to help Hunter. They
No.
want to cover it up to
Listen,
protect
he's
his dad.
giving
But
you. He's giving you a tear-jerking story,
Mhm.
right? His family member suffered. She was under this. So did he report this underage?
clearly not. He's just reliving.
So maybe we should find out if there were any documents filed, or did he keep this a secret?
He's
Because if he kept it a secret,
he's
it's keeping a
lot of
crime a
questions.
secret. And that's a big deal. I'm
He's
just saying.
generating a lot of questions.
I don't
right
know.
now.
That's a good question.
Goes away. I spent countless days and nights working through these issues with her and therapists and counselors. I'm governor of the state of New York, but I felt powerless to help and felt that I had failed her. I couldn't take the pain away. I still can't. And this young woman brought it all back. She is about the same age.
Okay, so I have no sympathy for him. I'll tell you why. Someone that was very close to me, you probably guess, right? When I was working with someone who was killed, another reporter who had a victim of Clintons, right? As a witness. You know, over dinner one day, I was telling him the person's story, and he literally cried, right?
Mhm.
And said that he felt horrible that something like that could happen to a child. And it turned out that he was a monster like that.
Mhm.
So I don't believe a word he says.
No,
I
no.
don't. I don't.
This isn't genuine.
Mm-mm.
This is CYA reading from what a marketing or a PR,
Mhm.
probably
He's
somebody
probably
like
going to get
Stone.
another Emmy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had learned a lot about the issue from my family's experience. I thought I could help her work through a difficult time. I did ask her questions I don't normally ask people. I did ask her how she was doing and how she was feeling. And I did ask questions to try to see if she had positive, supportive dating relationships. I know too well the manifestations of sexual assault trauma and the damage that it can do in the aftermath. I was trying to make sure she was working her way through it the best she could. I thought I had learned enough and had enough personal experience to help her. But I was wrong. I have heard Charlotte and her lawyer, and I understand what they are saying. But they read into comments that I made and draw inferences that I never meant. They ascribe motives I never had. And simply put, they heard things that I just didn't say. Charlotte, I want you to know that I am truly and deeply sorry. I brought my personal experience into the workplace, and I shouldn't have done that. I was trying to help. Obviously, I didn't. I am even more sorry that I further complicated the situation. My goal was the exact opposite. I wish nothing but good for you and for all survivors of sexual assault. There is another complaint I want to address from a woman in my office who said that I groped her in my home office. Let me be clear, that never happened. She wants anonymity, and I respect that. So I am limited but what I can say. But her lawyer has suggested that she will file a legal claim for damages. That will be decided in a court of law. Trial by newspaper or biased reviews are not the way to find the facts in this matter. I welcome the opportunity for a full and fair review before a judge and a jury, because this just did not happen. Other complainants raised against me questions that have sought to unfairly characterize and weaponize everyday interactions that I've had with any number of New Yorkers.
After the elder side.
The New York Times
Elder
published
side.
a front page picture of me touching a woman's face at a wedding and then kissing her on the cheek. That is not front page news. I've been making the same
Did you
gesture in
sniffer?
public all
Okay, so wait, let's just sit back for a second. 1 second. So what he's saying is, I had a family member that went through this. I was helping him through, and you know, this and this happened. I actually, I'm going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's pushing on that.
Are we on right now?
Yeah. The fact that he's pushing on that means that he knows someone that has harmed her.
Well,
I guarantee you. And that's why
so
he's
what's going
pushing.
on here? I don't fully understand.
So wait, the AG came out today.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I do. Let me just, okay, so basically to the layman's person like myself, a former liberal, basically what he's saying is he witnessed an experience kind of like what happened to the kid with Michael Jackson, and then the kid with
No,
Michael
there
Jackson.
were multiple
Well,
accusations.
hold on, the
This
kid-
one person.
So the kid with Michael Jackson had to describe like Michael Jackson's penis, right? So I'm kind of getting the impression that somehow in a conversation, this piece of garbage thought it was appropriate to describe an awkward an awkward situation in a type of a rape situation that actually came out sounding sexual to someone else. And this person reports it, and he's like now kind of trying to explain why he, had a conversation basically about, I could, here's how I described Michael Jackson's penis. And
this is why you should not be multitasking.
Okay.
So
I like my version better.
So basically, this loser is being, a lot of women are coming out and saying that he has harassed them, touched them, and spoke to them inappropriately.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But what he was describing right there kind of sounded like
he was more pissed off with this one person that came to work as his assistant in his office that had divulged to him that she was a victim of being child sexual abuse, blah, blah, blah.
And did he make that sexual?
So he said that, he knows victims that are child sexual abuse victims because he has had a family member that was a victim and, has always tried to strive to help that family victim and going through therapy and all this stuff and can she date again and stuff like that.
Okay.
So the question for me is, who's his family member and did he file any charges or were they kids at the same time? So that's number one.
So why would the girl have
two,
a problem with that? That doesn't sound like what she's describing.
Right. So the fact that I'm just telling you, the fact that he's calling her out of all of them means that he knows that someone else, because she's the strongest case they have, may have had their claws in her, and he's challenging that. So I don't think, aside from being sleazy and talking about sex, I don't think he did anything to her, but I think his sleazy comments were an excuse, and the person that does have his claws in her, convince him to do so. Because like I said, they want to take him out because he's a liability to all of them right
now. You know who would know that answer, I bet? Rudy Giuliani. He probably knows all the shit that happens in the governor's mansion.
Yes, he does.
Hey, Rudy, give us some info on Cuomo.
That's so true.
We know you got it.
But wait, it gets better. So that's why he's challenging it. He wants a jury and a trial.
What happened? Hey, what happened with Rudy? What the hell's up with that?
I'll tell you. Continue.
My life. I actually learned it from my mother and from my father. It is meant to convey warmth, nothing more. Indeed, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of photos of me using the exact same gesture. I do it with everyone, black and white, young and old, straight and LGBTQ, powerful people.
I told Tori to leave it out. Oh, did he just kiss out Gore?
Strangers.
That was Nero.
Damn.
People who I meet on the street.
I'm a kisser too, though.
After the event,
God, you're from New York.
the woman told the press that she took offense at the gesture.
Do you sniff too? Are you a
And for
sniffer?
that,
No, I'm a
I
kisser.
apologize. Another woman stated,
Biden
I
just
kissed
went
her
in,
on the
just said,
forehead
okay,
at our
this kissing
Christmas
thing's
party,
good, but boy,
and that I said,
sniffing
ciao
is
Bella.
where the action's at.
Now, I don't remember doing it,
He doesn't remember.
but I'm sure that I did. I do kiss people on the forehead. I do kiss people on the cheek. I do
Oh,
kiss people on
I
the
wonder
hand.
if
I
Stone
do
did that.
embrace people. I do hug people, men and
She's
women.
a tall one.
I do on occasion say, ciao Bella. On occasion, I do slip and say sweetheart or darling
I do
or
too.
honey.
That's why I said
Hey,
I
was
would
that a
be-
problem?
With people.
I'd be me too.
I do tell jokes.
tons.
But why
Some
is he
better
calling
than
that
others.
slipping? What's
I am
wrong
the
with
same
that?
person in public.
If it's a
as I am
friend
in
or
private.
something, or even
You have seen me do it on TV
sorry.
through all my briefings and for 40 years before that.
So much fun.
I
watch
try
this.
to put people at ease.
ooh, she was getting
I try to make them
Ooh,
smile.
behind.
I try to connect with them. and I try to show my appreciation and my friendship. I now understand that there are generational or cultural perspectives
It's not really fair because
that frankly I hadn't fully appreciated. And I have learned from this.
We're too fragile right now.
Now, the state already has an advanced sexual harassment training program for all employees, including
He's
me.
gonna do it.
But I want New York State government to be a model of office behavior.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing.
So hold on a second. Let's just get this into perspective for a second.
Okay.
He kisses a lot of people, calls them sweetheart and darling. I do that shit too. That's why I say
Nothing wrong.
I'd be me too'd by both sexes, and I've done more than just kissing.
I can almost guarantee you he said grab him by the pussy probably once or twice.
He's got nipple rings.
He's gotten Nipplegate. Didn't you trigger Nipplegate? I understand at one point.
Yes.
Let's get that train in.
So we got nipplegate. You know? So the question to you should be, and to the people, aside from him saying, you know, telling him that it's sexual harassment for hugging and kissing someone is just crazy. It's like, I'm just saying, that's dumb. They're using that as an excuse other than elder side, right? Because he's a liability right now with elder side. It's better to have a smeared pervert go down for it rather than
genocide. Killing thousands of grandmothers.
So basically they're eating.
In order to take off killing thousands of grandmothers.
Yes.
We're gonna have to have
Take
you
you
like inappropriately
like
touch
Lauer.
a few people.
Maybe he had like one of those buttons that automatically locks the door.
We're gonna have you inappropriately touch a few people.
So, you know, I said that they were gonna do this. They're gonna take him out first. Right. And when this came around, it's like, you're not gonna tell me that he's a pervert because he's hugging people or kissing them on the forehead. So they just got a bunch of people to say whatever. This is like a Stormy Daniels thing, right? Because they don't want elder side. Because if he's out, then who are you going to sue? The guy that's no longer governor? Are you really going to pursue it? I mean, he's gone. Leave it alone. Kind of like, oh, McCain's dead, so
you need to go ask.
Don't pay attention.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll have an investigation.
Yeah, you know, and then put it in a file that goes to die.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's going on.
Now we gotta. So what you're saying is we gotta keep Cuomo in there, Tori?
Yeah, we gotta let him hang.
You know, that's kind of like me having to defend that
Turning Point USA.
Turning Point. You know, it's a bitter pill sometimes. Did I like to defend?
I
Turning
feel bad
Point
for them. Look, they even got Jack Posobiec. They needed someone closer to Trump because Trump's not close to OAN, and he's not close. So they need to send all their super spies right there.
I had to defend Turning Point against JLR the other day. And by the way, can I mention that I got a text from Casey, and she said to be specific, she said this is from Casey. She said that's really false what you said about me, but I don't need to prove myself anymore to people. I'm done. Blah blah blah. But I did, in fairness, I could only give her about an hour, and it was a 2-hour show. So she had 3 hours and doesn't live very far from here at all. I told her, listen, you are welcome to come on my show and sit here and question, you know, if you have a question with anything that I'm saying, because I'm going to go over this because what I see is jacked up.
What are we talking? Oh, Jonathan.
The Jonathan Lee Riches, the interview I did the other day. So she's like saying, oh, you know, that's wrong. But I would listen, nothing that I said was wrong. I'll stand behind everything. And, you know, I invited her in fairness to be on. And she had 3 hours to get here and didn't. So I have no sympathy for her. And you saw bits and pieces of that. That was just appalling, wasn't it?
It was. It
Jesus.
was. But anyway, so getting back to Cuomo, right? Getting back to Cuomo, they're hanging him to avoid the elder side because everything's going to come out. So this is something we should pay attention to now. Here is where they're talking about another rhino. We're going to go to Sean Spicer, who no matter what he wears now, I see him with that yellow bib thing from Dancing with the Stars. You need to listen to this stuff. This is like, hold on. I have to have the appropriate logo for this. There we go. You need to listen to this. This is What?
Fall from grace for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who Democrats once hailed as, quote, the gold standard.
Not so much anymore. It's a really scathing report, but this is the thing, Lindsay. It was issued by a Democrat attorney general, right? This is not some right-wing hit job. And now we're actually seeing top Democrats in New York and around the country, including Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand, the two New York senators, call for his resignation.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. So now Sean Spicer is reinforcing, oh my gosh, it's a Democrat attorney general. And it's all these Democrats and Schumer. Who's controlling the Democrats, everybody? That's right.
Who's controlling AOC? We've said that from day one.
Republicans are. That's why she said, flip it red.
You even pulled up a connection between my old boss Jones and a nonprofit that had contributed, or an organization that contributed to AOC's original thing. They can listen. It's the Republicans, all the Republicans. Maybe there's like 4 or 5 that are actually came in, the new ones. Like, what's that guy's name from Missouri? Josh Howley. Yeah, him. Jordan. He's an old establishment guy that would put his head down and stand up whenever he wanted, but he's not establishment because they just voted in the infrastructure bill and GOP voted for it. Do not say Matt Gaetz. He's as crooked as the day is long.
I'm sorry. We can disagree. I think he's a little bit, flamboyant. I think he likes girls a lot. And I think he has, he thinks his hair attracts girls. But
I don't give a shit about any of that.
I'm
talking, he's had my affidavit since the day he entered office.
I know, but his ears were still wet in the back.
No, and then he had it again in February. Then he got it again later. And then hold on, Tori. When Millie was in jail, when Millie was arrested, and I ran into him in front of Congress and said, an American journalist had been fucking arrested while uploading the Shadowgate document, he looks down at his phone and says, oops, girlfriend's calling. I gotta run. He's a fucking just corrupt piece of shit that let a fucking American journalist go to jail and let them try to take her fucking kids away. I have zero. He remembered. And I asked him, have you heard of Shadowgate? And there was a guy, a Tory Says guy, that was there sitting with me, and we did a YouTube on it.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something.
He's a piece of garbage. So I don't care about the women and stuff he did, although I wonder who the girlfriend was that he was looking at on his phone when he had to run. But he knew that an American journalist from the Shadowgate thing, and he's friends with Akbar. Stone was involved with his campaign. These are all people he's connected to.
Okay, so now that you said that, I'm going to say it's okay that you think that. I just don't think he's that smart.
I don't think that. These are facts.
I'm telling you, I don't think he's smart.
I didn't say he was smart. He's a fucking puppet.
So then
but he's dangerous.
It's like that joke. The person
he's corrupt and dangerous.
Let me help you guys understand where I'm coming
Was anything I said incorrect?
None of it was incorrect, except for the part that I don't think that he's corrupt. I just think he's not smart.
Well, that's not based on, okay. No, he's not smart, but the fact that he's not corrupt is not based on fact. I put everything out there that's based on fact. And if you have a document that says that if you don't do anything on treason and you don't do anything with it, then that makes you corrupt.
If your IQ isn't to the level to understand what the fuck
his IQ is, he was an attorney. Oh my God. Can you believe an attorney would be corrupt?
So attorneys have high IQs now?
Well, they have generally higher than Akbar's, you would think. I don't think Akbar's pulling the strings.
Okay.
I don't think Stone's pulling the strings, although he probably is pulling his strings. But who's pulling their strings?
I don't agree. I just think he's just not that savvy and political savvy and smart enough to understand what you gave him. I'm being dead serious.
No, of course he did. Oh, dear God.
I'm telling you, you're giving him way too much credit.
When he remembered who I was, he freaked, looked at his phone, and ran. And this is while Millie, your friend and my friend,
she wasn't going to
was arrested.
She had me there.
Huh?
You know that there was no way I'd let her stay in there.
No, understood.
Okay.
But he's
So
a
we
congressman.
didn't- he couldn't do anything.
He could have done something.
He couldn't do the shit we
I
did.
spoke to him in front of Congress. I sat him right in front of me. He could have done something. He's the one person that you would. I ran into AOC. AOC, and I told her she didn't do anything. Did I expect her to do anything? No. I expected Matt fucking Gaetz to do something.
I think AOC is smarter than Matt Gaetz.
Probably.
Yes. So AOC is way smarter.
My daughter's dog Brady's smarter than him, which, by the way, I just tweeted out a GoFundMe thing. My daughter's dog got hit by a car.
What?
My daughter's dog got hit by a car, and we did a GoFundMe thing.
Dude, you can't just drop that like right now.
Well, I was
In
just
the
saying
middle.
he's dumb as
You're
a dog,
idiot.
and then I thought about that. That's what I was doing, by the way. She's
Oh.
pissed at me. I was supposed to do that freaking yesterday.
So
No, but
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
sorry.
But I
we
get a little
disagree.
salty on
Yeah, I
fucking
know you
Gates
do.
because he's had my shit 3 times. And then the 4th time, when I
Patrick,
looked him
stop,
in the
one
eye
second, Stop.
and he looked
Stop,
and he ran
Stop.
when Millie was
Stop.
arrested,
Stop.
he should be hung for fucking treason.
Okay. No. You can't.
He's a treasonous piece of shit. Gates, he's there. Millie's just been arrested. And he's like, hey, and I'm like, Matt, do you remember me? Pat Bergy, I met you at DeSantis's inauguration with George Colella. Then a month, and I explained who I am. I got my picture with him. And then George Colella, Bikers for Trump, runs into him again in February. And then another lady from Bikers for Trump goes to his
I'm just
home.
telling you, I think you're wrong. Okay.
Wrong about him being a corrupt piece of shit. You're
Yeah.
just saying he's
you can't
a fucking
call him corrupt because
moron.
he's not smart.
Yeah, you can. No, you can't
Okay.
give no.
Now let's listen to what Sean Spicer has
corrupt piece of shit.
to say. No.
Oh dear God.
in just
Please.
a moment. But there's a lot to break down on this story. Plus, the summer rioting report from last summer that the media doesn't want you to know about reveals something really interesting. The protesters were paid. Our guest is bringing this to light. He's going to join us live.
And what does the science say about the human body's natural immunity to COVID-19? It's a discussion you're probably not going to hear from the White House or the mainstream media. We're getting a look at the research with investigative reporter Cheryl Atkinson, who has been tracking the data from top scientists around the world.
Yeah, that's all coming up. But I want to get back to this developing news tonight on the investigation into sexual harassment allegations against Governor Andrew Cuomo. The Albany District Attorney says that he's going to use the report that was issued by New York's Attorney General in a criminal investigation of Governor Cuomo after the New York Attorney General announced her findings of an independent investigation about these allegations of sexual harassment.
Can I ask a question now?
Yes.
I don't know where in the job spec of the Attorney General does sexual harassment fall under. Do any of you? I think they don't have a sexual harassment division. They're not criminal prosecutors. The only stuff
Well, that would
that
be
they look
an
at,
internal.
it would be
regulation.
an internal thing.
That could get you fired,
Right,
not arrested.
Right. But the AG does consumer, right?
Mhm.
And then protects the health and economy of the citizens, right?
Yeah,
That's the only thing they
Poorly.
really do. That like their job is to be the lawyer for the people of the state. So like say, for example, in the state of Florida, you buy a Bosch washing machine from Home Depot, right? Or wait, what's the best example? Oh, the stupid robocalls.
Okay.
Right? That's what they do. They chase down people that do robocalls or call you and then tell you to send me $3,000 to Jamaica or I'm a Nigerian prince stuff.
Oh,
So where does Cuomo
Jonathan
sexual-
Lee Riches or Ali Akbar?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or
but
Jonathan Lee
that's
Riches
true.
for sure.
But the thing
Wire fraud.
is how is it that an attorney general is reporting findings when in their job spec, I'm not really sure that the attorney general has any business investigating any sexual harassment. I'm just saying, I don't think that they do it. I think the human, what is it? The Office of Management and Budget.
OMB.
Yeah, or the Personnel Department of New York would do an investigation, right? Because the staffers or whatever were under the employment of the state. But why would the AG be involved?
Sexual harassment isn't criminal to my knowledge. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if the Attorney General actually has that.
I can't even afford to stay at Holiday Inn.
I don't know. Sexual harassment, AG would also investigate, so they would, because it's a sexual battery. Okay. So it's just a little bit weird that she came out to discuss findings. So the question is, was she allowed to spend money investigating? I want to look into that. I mean, it just, I don't understand how that works.
He's
I know why he's being railroaded.
Thrown under the bus.
I know he is. They need him out before this elder side shit comes out. But what I'm trying to say is, you know,
how's that going to look for Chris?
Well, I don't know. Because you know what's really weird? I took a screenshot of this. Look, oh yeah, Congresswoman who called, it says here, for Cuomo's arrest, says CNN Chris Cuomo should be fired.
Yeah, she should.
And that
he shouldn't have ever been hired.
Well, hold on. Let's just listen to what they have to say. Because I see the DA, you know, prosecuting or investigating, but why would the AG report in a criminal investigation that is about sexual harassment of an employee of the state? Is it part of their scope? I don't know.
Yeah, but he's like an executive thing.
I know, but I don't know. Maybe
he's not just an employee. He's like the employee.
Maybe, but we have to look into it because maybe it's part of her scope. I'm just saying off the bat. You know, it varies with state on their duties and their regulations.
Oh yeah, this was a calculated target because they would never let that happen.
No.
You know, it's unbelievable. Take a listen to what she had to say.
The Independence investigation found that Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, many of whom were young women, by engaging in unwanted groping, kisses, hugging, and by making inappropriate comments. Further, the governor and his senior team took actions to retaliate against at least one former employee for coming forward with her story, her truth.
Now, Cuomo denied any wrongdoing. He released a video. Take a look at what he had to say.
I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. That is just not who I am. And that's not who I have ever been. I do kiss people on the forehead. I do kiss people on the cheek. I do kiss people on the hand. I do embrace people. I do hug people, men and women. I now understand that there are generational or cultural perspectives that, frankly, I hadn't fully appreciated. And I have learned from this.
First of all, it seems like that was plagiarized from Bill Clinton. Second of all, Lindsay, that montage, that was released by him, not us. That was him saying, look at me. First of all, it seems like that was plagiarized from.
All right. So we've got Chuck Schumer, Kirsten Gillibrand, Lee Zeldin, Hakeem Jeffries, Gregory Meeks, de Blasio, and the entire New York congressional delegation.
Where's AOC?
Well, where is AOC? Where are the Republicans?
The Mayor de Blasio. But see,
he's there.
Didn't AOC go against de Blasio?
Wait.
Look, think about the connections here.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
She shot across de Blasio.
Hold on a second. Think about this for a second. Right? Where are all the other people? Because New York has a lot of other people. So the question we should ask ourselves is, where are all of them?
They're holding their cards.
You know, so the question is, why do they need him out now? We all know he conducted eldercide, and that's going to catch up. But I did tell everyone that in August, you're going to start seeing the COVID passports, and they made that announcement for New York. That they are implementing COVID passports. You can't go to restaurants or anywhere without a COVID card, apparently. So the question is, how does that tie in to getting rid of Cuomo?
Oh, there's who knows why they are doing it, but they are doing it. They wouldn't let this happen. This would never happen.
Oh, well. We just see that there's a lot of missing names on that list, both Democrats and all Republicans. So that's a very good question. This is very telling.
Bill Clinton. Second of all, Lindsay, that montage, that was released by him, not us. That was him saying, look at me, touch all of these people. See, I do it to everyone. It's not just women.
Yeah, it felt incriminating in and of itself. But Sean, the list of lawmakers calling for Governor Cuomo to resign, it's growing by the minute, with many from his own state calling for him to step down, and members of the state legislature drawing up articles of impeachment. Even earlier this afternoon, President Biden, who had previously said that Cuomo should resign if these allegations were true, he weighed in. Listen.
I stand by that statement.
Are you now calling on him to resign?
Yes.
And if he doesn't resign, do you believe he should be impeached and removed from office?
Let's take one thing at a time here. I think he should resign.
Well, our next guest says Governor Cuomo needs to be punished even further. Joining us now is New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. Congresswoman, welcome to the show.
Good to be with you, Lindsay and Sean.
All right. So as we've mentioned, Governor Cuomo has denied these allegations altogether with that.
Okay, I just want to say I freaking love Elise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is a representative right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need 10,000 Elises.
Well, we might get 10,000.
Yeah, we do.
Video that
we
he
need them.
put out. No signs of resignation at all from him because we saw no apology. But as I mentioned, Democrats in New York, they control the entire process here. And by the minute, we're seeing more and more call for him to resign. Has Cuomo reached a tipping point with his own party here? Because we even saw Biden and Nancy Pelosi today weigh in and call for him to resign.
I think that Governor Cuomo has reached a tipping point. I called for his resignation months ago. I was also the first federal elected official to call for an independent investigation when the cases of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, and sexual assault were first reported. I stand by that call that he should resign. But in the past few months, we have seen Democrat lawmakers at the state level slow walk the impeachment proceedings. That changes after today. We have seen that the Democratic leadership is starting the process to move towards impeachment. They have to do that with alacrity to get that done as quickly as possible to make sure justice is served to these brave women who have come forward. It was astounding to see Governor Cuomo's response. He is digging in. He wants this to go away. And we need to make sure that no matter if you're the most powerful elected official in New York, a sitting governor, or an everyday New Yorker, laws apply equally. There needs to be equal justice under the law.
You know, you mentioned that response, right? He claims that he's the same person as he is in private, and he used those photographs to show that, you know, he hugs everyone, he kisses them. I guess the message is I'm creepy in public and in private. But then he basically says, I'm a warm person.
No, that's not. No.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, I know.
You're making me creepy
Yeah,
now.
fucking hell. Then I'm like super creepy.
Right?
Right? No, it's not creepy.
Why
I'm telling
Republicans
you, whatever they have.
Don't let Republicans go down that
whatever
path.
they have is his blackmail, right? They probably got him doing some creepy ass shit, okay? And they're not telling
Well,
people.
no, you're probably right with like the COVID granted kill off there.
Here's what's the deal. Maybe Cuomo was given the tiara of you be the governor to bring New York through the first COVID wave, but you're not going to be governor again. And he said, no, I don't want that person taking my place, whoever that they've elected to go in, and that he wouldn't step down. So they're taking him out. That could be more plausible.
No, I think the
because of the elder side. No, they don't care.
Granny side.
Look, the elder side that happened. What about Michigan? Happened there too. I mean, at least in New York, they were sending body bags.
She'll be next.
You think? I mean, they tried to stage a kidnapping to murder her.
Yeah, well, he pissed somebody off. Because there's no way that they would let that go through. And just listening to this piece of crap right here saying how that's a bad thing. No. You know, now going around sniffing people and shit, that I find kind of creepy. I grew up on a farm, right? And you hug people.
Get this. They got Gretchen No, they were
But
going to
sniffing
kidnap
people's too
Gretchen,
much. Mhm.
right? With FBI. They had feds and then one random dude.
Mhm.
And they were going to kidnap her and probably kill her.
Mhm.
So then they got away with the elder side there. And with Cuomo, they didn't want to kill him because he's friends,
Mhm.
right? Not a crazy person like Gretchen and Auntie. Oh, like you look at her and you're like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea
Mhm.
to just put her there? And so they went for Gretchen, failed,
Mhm.
right? They got caught trying to sting it, right? The FBI, and no one's talking about that. It's totally okay that the FBI, oh no, we all 6 of us were there because this one random dude went to do it. Shut the fuck up. You recruited him to make it look plausible. So they got caught trying to take out Gretchen, and now they're taking out Cuomo because when she was getting kidnapped, Cuomo was getting allegations. Do you see what I'm saying about the timing? So they failed the Gretchen operation because there's way too many good guys out there, right? And now
I'm not going to agree with you on that one.
And now
not way too many.
Yeah, but maybe
there's a few.
Maybe Cuomo was like, they told him this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill you off. You either agree, and he's like, no, fuck
You're
it.
like, kill you
off
politically.
Well, some of them don't get killed.
Yeah, politically.
No, like actually, like some of them don't get killed. He just has to go live in exile for the rest of his life because he's dead. Somewhere in another country and say, no, you've mistaken me for someone or whatever. I think that's what happened because they killed all these people. So when the elder side comes out, these people are going to be held accountable. And then if they're alive, we get them and we, depose them. And it's like, no, that person and that person gave the orders. Then it's a big problem. Just saying.
It all goes away.
It all goes away if they're dead
away.
or if they go away. Yeah.
That hugs and kisses people because basically, the implication is, hey, I'm Italian. His brother, CNN host Chris Cuomo,
they just have to come
apparently
up with
helped
something
him
for
craft
ratings.
his response to those allegations. But here's what he had to say about a restaurant owner who argued with him about vaccinations.
I hate that he's Italian American, by the way, because it plays into his stereotype.
So he hates the stereotype, but the message that Governor Cuomo is seemingly portraying is, hey, we Italians, that's how we interact with folks.
Well, listen, I'm Italian American. My mom makes the best pasta sauce when we have our Sunday family dinner. So I can talk about Italian American tendencies and customs. They are not sexual harassment, sexual abuse, and that is a smear on Italian Americans by both Chris Cuomo and.
She votes Chris Cuomo.
Okay. So first of all, I love Elise, but ever since you made that comment and I want to share it with everyone else, I can't stop laughing.
Which comment?
The Lincoln log.
He looks like he's sitting on a Lincoln log.
He's like he sat on the spot.
He's got kids and they left one up and waiting around.
I can't look at Sean Spicer. He's constantly adjusting like, oh, got the spot, So it's just really weird.
We'll just leave that
I just wanted to just watch.
We're already live. Just leave it there, Chris. Give it back to the kids later after you washed it.
Oh no.
And Andrew Cuomo. By the way, Sean, Chris Cuomo should be fired. He needs to be fired immediately because he went out much further than an independent reporter and is included in the Attorney General's report as helping craft a response for Governor Cuomo and smearing the victims with retaliation, which is illegal in New York State. As we read in the New York State Attorney General's report, this was groping, this was inappropriate touching, this is inappropriate verbal abuse, and illegal retaliation. Those are crimes at the federal and state level. He needs to be prosecuted, impeached, and ultimately arrested. And I believe that many of the victims will sue him for damages.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, these are brave women who have come forward in this, but in response to Attorney General's charges of a toxic and hostile work environment, this is what Governor Cuomo said to those. Listen to this.
My office is no typical 9-to-5 government office, and I don't want it to be. The stakes we deal with are very high, sometimes even life and death. We have to get the job done.
All right, so he's getting it all wrong here. He's acting like a toxic work environment is working hard, not his actions, which he's being charged for here. But I do want to ask you about this because you mentioned it, that he should be arrested and go further. I'm not an attorney, I'll put that out there, but you do have a Democrat attorney general laying out all these charges against him. If he did what she said that he did, these inappropriate actions and groping, which it is sad to read through these charges, why is she stopping short of saying that he shouldn't be?
So first of all, those were allegations, not charges, right? The DA said that they will use the AUG's report. So they're lying to the people right now. So this is how misinformation happens, right? Because he hasn't been charged with anything.
Words matter.
Yeah, words do matter. And that's why they changed them. So this is a very big problem right now. And they're eating themselves. I said they would cannibalize themselves in the end, and they are. And that's exactly what the Republicans wanted them to do, because they're the puppeteers.
Well, that's exactly what the Republicans
They're the puppeteers
to theirs.
Yeah, they just let them fall down and, you know,
and drive over them with the bus.
But look at them. Yeah, but look at them misinform the public. Charges. That's wrong.
Be arrested.
Well, that was frustrating, Lindsay, to read in the report, because they do say specifically that federal laws and state laws were broken. We have seen that the Albany County District Attorney has said that they're pursuing criminal investigation, and ultimately I believe that will lead to criminal prosecution. But just going back to what the governor's lame excuse was when it comes to the long hours. Listen, since I graduated from college, and even before that, I've worked long hours. I've worked at the West Wing and the White House. I work as a hardworking member of Congress. These are long days. There is never any excuse for a toxic work environment or for the illegal sexual harassment, sexual abuse that this governor committed. He needs to resign. I've called on him to resign, and he needs to be impeached immediately.
Okay, so
that's
you want him to be resign. You want him to resign.
It seems like
so this is the problem. So it's okay for them to comment and say that they want him to get arrested. At least Stefanik made it clear that there aren't any charges, that they're looking into a criminal investigation. And if that's the case, he should be arrested. The other two are constantly putting out misinformation, and this is the problem that we have, because in this nation, you are innocent until proven guilty.
They're trying to run with this,
and they're already saying that he's guilty. So can everybody see who the real boogeyman is? It's not the freaking Democrats.
These aren't journalists. Well, the one.
We know Sean. Look at Sean's face.
He was a political. He was a freaking press secretary.
Okay,
he's a political operative. What the hell is he doing there? He's his wife's probably a psyop contractor.
Wait. What if I told you that I was at a place that he was at when I was in DC? I was at a dinner with him.
Okay.
So he's not who he shows he is. He's all for Biden.
Well, sure. He's not. He was never for Trump. So,
Sean.
And what? Biden just turned around and said, fire him. So Sean's doing just what Biden, his good buddy Biden would tell him to do. Right?
Yeah. And it was a private dinner in a house that was flying a UN flag. So next,
did it have like a hot Brazilian wife there? No, it'd be different.
It did.
Really?
Yeah.
Bing,
so you
bing.
know
that was a perfectly timed ding.
It was a text. Don't. All right. Look at his stupid face.
We can all be clear that we want him to be held accountable, right?
Yeah.
But let's be honest. We're in a town where politics is forefront. So let's take the politics head on. If Governor Cuomo were to resign, Congresswoman, do you believe that it would be a lot harder for Republicans to then capture the governor's mansion? I do. I think that absent Cuomo, it becomes a much steeper hill to climb. And so the question is, yes, we want him held accountable, but does that undermine Republicans' efforts to retake the governor's mansion?
You know, Sean, I am one of the governors, probably the most vocal critic of Governor Cuomo. I was, as I said, the first to call for him to resign, the first to call for investigation, and I've dubbed him the worst governor in America. This is too serious to play politics. There needs to be accountability for these victims who have come forward. Much of this was done in plain sight also for many, many years. You can look at some of the footage of how he has treated women in the media over the years with verbally, sexually charged language. So we need to focus on justice being served and not playing the politics. What I'm concerned is that Democrats in the state legislature have played politics up until this point. So we will see in the coming days, and it should be days, whether they are going to make sure he's held accountable or they're going to succumb to the political pressure from Governor Cuomo, who is a known bully, who seeks political retribution. And that's one of the reasons I believe, unfortunately, because of that political pressure, we didn't see the Democrats in the state legislature pursue impeachment proceedings earlier. They slow walked them after saying to the public they were going to pursue them. So this is really not about politics. This is about justice and accountability for everyone, equal justice under the law.
Right? No one is above the law, no matter what office they hold. Congresswoman Stefanik, appreciate your time today.
Damn.
Thank God there was no sound. All I have to say, guys, I'm sorry about that.
I wish you would not have that on mute.
Dude, don't say shit like that.
That was funny.
That was
shit.
No, that was not funny. That was really bad.
It's funny because it's
really
probably
bad.
True.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Don't even. But,
hey, Sean, I got Sean's message. Sean Zuba, he's from around here. He's an awesome guy. He's Tori says thing. Hey, Tori, can we tell everybody we're going to Bomb afterwards?
What's Bomb?
Bourbon on Main, up on Main Street for a drink with Green Bay Dave.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we are. So yeah, we're gonna go there. I'm not muted anymore. But what I was saying, it's a good thing that you're bad at lip reading. What I was saying, don't say it. Don't say it seriously. That would be like so bad. What I was saying is, you know, he knows. I took you to that place where I had dinner, right, with him.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You broke a glass.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
didn't you break the wine glass?
Yeah, I probably.
Who broke the wine glass?
I don't even remember. Who cares? I
think
I
you broke
break
the
shit
wine
all the time.
glass. That was a nice wine glass.
Distractions are beautiful.
That was a nice place.
It was. And so I know for a fact that he did not like President Trump. For a fact. Like the way he spoke on casualness. Listen, he didn't know who I was.
Whoever
he thought I was related to one of the hosts.
I mean, that's good to know.
Yeah, I'm just saying. He thought that I was related to one of the hosts because we were talking in another language. And we were just hanging out. And the host was drinking, and we were in my usual spot in the back smoking. So he didn't know who I was. And yap, yap, yap. And I was pretending I wasn't listening, but this is my good ear. So this is me facing this way, and he's like right there, and I'm listening to everything. So
so this wasn't pillow talk.
No, this was not pillow talk. So, and I'm not his type. So he said a lot of things that raised flags in respects to the president of the United States and things that were happening.
Maybe that's why he got fired in like 2 weeks.
Well, because he got caught. So yeah. So now
Cernovich get dirt on.
So now, he's playing the disinformation. And it was very important that we watch that or listen to it for those that are listening to it on a podcast, because they kept saying charges when there aren't no actual charges.
No. Come on, grammar there, Tori.
What did I say?
You said aren't no.
There are no. I said not no. Not.
You said aren't no.
I said are no. I said are no. Are no. Damn. Look. that bracket has come off. I can't even see.
I was
'cause it
being
hurts.
funny because
My cheek
ain't no
hurts.
clearly
Ain't no
isn't
sound.
better than aren't no.
I said Arno, not aren't no.
They're gonna play it back. You know
Okay,
they
I'm
will.
pretty sure I said Arno.
I'm pretty sure D guy is gonna turn it into a freaking
He should.
rap video
He should.
now. Aren't no,
He
ain't
should.
no.
So basically, so as we see, we have a lot of misinformation and a lot of very confusing information coming at us. We also saw Code Monkey release, information talking about the BIOS and how this, and then there's this fake picture. Check this out, of a computer with a USB that says BIOS on it. That's supposedly a Dominion election machine, and people are spreading that shit like they would just take that perfect picture. So what's incredible is that now they're trying to convince people. Well, they're telling people that, with the BIOS, and they can get in there and change it, when my affidavit said that you can access that actual through COTS. Your toaster can be reprogrammed remotely. You don't have to be there. So it was really bizarre to see a lot of people fall behind it and push it as if it was something new, when it's been in my affidavit since November of 2020.
Did you?
And it was in my affidavit in 2019 and 2018 and 2017 and.
You submitted an affidavit into the court through Sidney Powell, correct?
Right.
Did one of the affidavit was the memorandum of record that I had made regarding the routers that they need to secure the routers? Was that included in that, or was that sent separately?
I don't know. Did you put that in there?
No. Well, no. Remember, I did that memorandum for you with the that I gave to you, demanding that they.
No, my affidavit couldn't be put your stuff. You were doing your own.
No. Remember, before we actually did the affidavits, right? You would ask me to make a memorandum for the switches and routers, which I did.
Oh, I
Remember
sent that to Flynn's team.
So
I sent that to
and
Flynn's
what
team.
I had understood was that they had sent that in. Well, that's interesting. Did Flynn's team submit that into court? Because you know what it was? It was a memorandum of record demanding that they secure the routers.
But
And what are they doing right now, Tori? Yeah, but did you tell them in a memorandum of record, as a subject matter expert in cybersecurity for the Department of Defense and an information assurance security officer, that you got to grab the fucking routers?
Yeah, you said it.
I did.
You said it to Seth.
But I gave
And
you a memorandum that you gave to
All
apparently
of them.
Flynn.
Yeah, and that's how
Now,
Powell got mine too.
did they get that into the court? Because if they didn't, people should say, why the fuck didn't you get that into the court? Because you're asking for the routers right now. And had you submitted Bergy's request to grab the fucking routers because you need those, they have more data on them than the fucking computers. But nobody ever listens to the Berg. Hey, how do you like it? I've been working on my cheek.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Your
I think
not
it's working.
No, it's not working. The thing is we told them verbally, and Seth Keshel, he was there. He was sitting right next to you when you told him that we need to get the routers. And I told him, go get Alaska's, right? That's the first thing that came out of my mouth.
Baked Alaska's
I said, go get Alaska's or Idaho's. Because that'll help. Because we'll get all the information we need. We definitely have friendlies out there because one of them is actually on federal property, which is the base. So we can actually take a look. At least take a look so that way we know what to look for elsewhere. And if we find it there, we'll find where it's coming from. And what did they tell me?
Pound sand.
Yep. And what are they saying now?
I wish we had those. I wish we had.
And I even said to them constantly, if you don't get them in time, you even confirmed that. You said that they overwrite faster than what I thought. They usually overwrite after 30 days. But said
it depends on if they go differential or incremental.
Right. So we did tell them that. So what's really weird is that you and I gave them the keys to everything.
Yeah.
Everything. My affidavit now is like fucking gospel to what they found.
They're
in
looking
Arizona.
for the routers right now.
But
They're
we
wondering
told
why
them
they
to
don't
get
have
them in November.
We didn't not only tell them, we put it in a memorandum signed, sworn, that was supposed to be brought into the court system so that they would have it. Now, if they did bring it into the court system like they were supposed to, they could be using it right now to legally demand and hold accountability to the people who didn't secure the fucking routers.
But they
And
didn't
if
do
they
it.
didn't, then why are they still in charge of this shit? Because all I see is incompetence with these people. I see failure. I see Trump out of office now because they
didn't listen.
had a chance. They came up with these plans. You got these retired generals that have had this opportunity. They've taken made inappropriate tactical decisions, which have failed and failed and failed and failed. And we just keep saying, okay, you can keep doing this again because you're so shitty at it.
Well, we did tell them. And if you remember, what
Not
was the
as
first,
artfully as
yeah,
you.
I know. But every single question, I even asked Phil Waldron, can we go get the routers? And he was like, I think
like
the other
Phil.
team, I love fucking Phil. Phil is incredible. He's smart and he's got like the best damn digital team.
I didn't get a chance to speak with him very long.
I wanted to,
but I
drop in
want
on
to.
him.
And
really
he's
like
going to
him.
be at that event.
What?
He's supposed to be at that event in St. Augustine.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
wait. When is that again?
21st, 22nd.
In St. Augustine.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to get there.
Now, because they just made this free, they just apparently released like the licensing or something.
So the 22nd of August?
What day is that?
What would that would be that I would have to fly into Jacksonville and drive an hour down to St. Augustine's, right?
No, I don't know how to get there, but it's not that hard to get there. This is.
It is when your kids start school and you want to run. It's on a Sunday. So I'll come down.
Here we go. But yeah, this has August 22nd, 2 to 5 p.m. the Gilmore Center, 399 Riviera Street, St. Augustine, and it's the Deep Rig movie. Now they've made it so that you don't. The licensing is free. So they're changing like the stuff, the requirements for it. But as I understand it, this is going to be a Shadowgate reunion. Am I not mistaken? We're looking like we're going to have the whole team together, Tori.
Are we going to get
Millie,
the other guy from the law firm?
We got Millie, Gavin. Well, no, that was
that's
Shadowgate 3,
3,
which we didn't do yet. We would love to get Mr. Scott in there, Scotty, but no. I got the flyer. He's going to redo the flyer right now. It's going to say Millie, Gavin, Tori, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm not speaking though.
No, well, not that you think that you are right now.
Totally.
I'm sure.
Totally not, because if I get up there, I'll be like, "Hey, I already told you all this stuff. I don't know why."
But this
we're
is
doing
awesome. This is awesome.
You know what?
This
Come
is going
full
to be
circle.
an opportunity for
full
Shadowgate.
circle. Almost a year to the day that we gave them everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's come true.
Yeah.
And instead of them embracing, the
it's
problem
almost
is
a year to the day that Millie was arrested and the upload and everything. That was August 15th. 14th. It's a 1 year, 1 week. This is 22nd, 14, 16, 21. Is this 21st, 22nd? It's 7 days, I think.
What? What do you?
1 year.
Common Core math.
1 week. 1 year, 1 week.
Common Core math. It's the 3rd today. Plus 7 is 10.
No. But
4,
the 20 is
plus,
it 21st or 22nd? It's 14th and 21st.
What?
Millie was arrested on August 14th. The thing we're speaking at is August 21st, I believe, which is 7 days. So it was 1 year and 7 days, 1 year, 1 week to the day that Millie was arrested. Shadowgate was uploaded to you, and then the world, and then it was destroyed and killed mercilessly by the people who paid for it. But that's a whole. That's
He didn't pay for it. He was paying Millie to do content. So it's not like he paid
Alex
for it.
Jones?
Yeah, he didn't pay for the movie. You can't say that. No, he didn't.
He pays the people that did it.
No, he pays them to do everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes they do things and he
He
doesn't
funded
play it.
If he didn't fund them, would they have been able to do it?
Well,
If he hadn't have funded them, probably not.
I don't know.
Correct?
I don't know.
Because their income came from him. So if he hadn't have funded them, they wouldn't have been able to make it. If he hadn't have given him an RV, would I have been sleeping in the InfoWars RV? No, it happened because of these people. He can try to separate them as contractors, but it doesn't to me. I spent the whole weekend there in the InfoWars RV. As far as I'm concerned, this was an InfoWars operation, although he wants to call it whatever he wants.
Well, okay, so that event's happening in St. Augustine, so I got to figure out how to get there. So today was a Bergy bit edition, Tori says. We covered a couple of topics.
Salty sometimes.
Yeah, you get really salty. I should be really salty.
You should.
I put all my shit out there. I gave them everything.
Yeah.
I told them about routers. I didn't know that I couldn't say it as a subject matter expert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like to flex.
But you submitted. You asked me for that.
I asked
I
you
made
for
that
it because
for
I
you.
put it together. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I gave it to Flynn's team. So I gave that. I think I also gave it to Powell. So
what'd they do with it?
I don't know.
Shouldn't we want to know?
I have to look back
because
to my
they're
emails.
asking for the fucking switches and routers right now.
Stop, Patrick. Who cares? Before you even did the memorandum, what's the first thing we told them all? With Seth Cashel, Burn in the room, all of them. What did we say?
Get the drives.
No, what did we say? Get the routers. That's the only thing I told them to do is get the fucking routers.
Yeah, but that was when we were in the room.
Yeah.
I wrote. You guys had me write this.
That was
before I
20
left.
days after we were in the room.
You guys had me write this before I even left Florida to go there.
Yeah, you came later. That's right. I had you write that.
No,
I called you
yeah.
and told you I needed you to write that. Yes.
Yeah, we weren't even in the rooms in those meetings yet. You know, I was the one. I brought that up.
You were in the room. Stop.
I brought up the Orchid. I brought up the routers and switches.
You remember that room where we met, where you laughed your ass off, and so did everyone else?
Every room I've ever been in.
Okay. The one where Patrick Byrne walked in and said something really awkward.
Oh, yeah. The nice.
Wait, don't say it.
That was Millie and Gavin's room.
No, that was actually mine and Phoebe's.
Okay.
Right? And we were having the board.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Okay. Cashel was there. Right?
Okay.
Byrne and some other people. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we had the board to show them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was before the awkward moment?
Mm-hmm.
I said, look, this is all we have here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing we have to do is to go get the routers. Can we go get the routers? And I was like, he submitted. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
He submitted that memo.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that they overwrite after a week. I thought it was, more time than that.
No, I didn't say after a week, but I said that it just depends. It could be a week. It could be a month. It could be 6 months. It could be 3 years.
But we told them that before the week from the 7th of November was off.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was between the 7th of November and the 14th. And I said, we don't have time. I would suggest you go to Alaska and pick it up. Because for some reason, they hung the longest and they've got like 10 people in the state. So we told them before less than 7 days after the elections closed.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that was when Trump was in office.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
a court should have been able to do that. The court judge should have been able to.
We could have done that
had
immediately within 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was less than 7
days. And you don't need the physical routers. You just need the files.
And Joe Flynn rep was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met with Joe Flynn, right? Afterwards. It was like a couple days later. But the thing is, they were in the room. We told them.
Yeah.
Right? We even told their other digital people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was before 7 days had elapsed after the election. And I specifically said, go to Alaska. Because that's the mother load. And we definitely have a friendly because we had one on federal grounds, which means that we would have had someone with jurisdiction that was Trump friendly to give it. So the point of the matter is, whatever you're seeing now could have all been avoided. So the fact of the matter is,
Kelly, our attorney, I'm sorry for interrupting. Kelly, our attorney, makes those exact same claims. that she was on the ground in Michigan helping out, and everything that she needed or wanted to do or submitted got ignored. Am I wrong? Which is exactly what you're talking about with Alaska.
Well, it wasn't just Alaska. It's like everything we gave them, even with the COTS, even to what the states did, was provided to them, and they ignored it. And it was down to the fact of optics. They wanted to be the first at things. They didn't want someone that they didn't want to give credibility, because for Bergy, if he gets credibility, right, by them saying he did this, then it means that everything he says is true, which isn't always true. Right? Well, no. I'm not saying like you're not saying everything. No,
I exaggerate.
No.
Sexual,
okay, stop. That's not what I mean.
There's some fish stories there.
Stop. That's not what I mean. It's like saying Cernovich, right? Not everything he says is true, but some things he says are.
Well, even the broke clock's right twice a day.
Thank you. So why not them having used that defense, saying we don't completely think they're credible, but at least their broken clock is right at least, twice a day, and run with it. They didn't want
Jack Posobiec theory.
That's what my point is. So it was all about them getting titles and tiaras and winning with a sword rather than the nation.
Tiaras and contracts.
Well, that's my point.
A bunch of freaking contractors running around there, and everybody's wondering how things could have ran so poor.
That's my point. My point is that rather than them put the country first, they put the optics and who's going to win and what kind of prize. You were in that room with me with that twat, the professor guy, who was all excited that he was going to get appointed as Secretary of State. Do you remember that? Come on. Professor dude. After the briefing,
I remember our one friend was looking forward to like Secretary of Defense or whatever, head of.
No, the guy that was in that room where I outed the people that were part of that coalition.
Yeah. Okay.
You remember that guy from what was it, Yale?
Yeah, but that was okay. Was that over at the other? That was in Virginia, wasn't it?
No, that's at Willard.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember on the top floor before you went to Rudy?
Yeah.
Anyway, he was all excited, like, I'm going to totally fix this, and Venezuela this, and the machines in Venezuela. It was all fucking bullshit.
I remember
It was all bullshit because he wanted to be appointed.
I remember the Venezuela
That's the
guy.
thing. What you guys don't get is these people were feeding a crock of shit to our president because they wanted to be appointed in positions. And they thought, if we can convince him that all this shit happened, then that's the way it goes. That's my point. That they had people there that were not telling the president the truth rather than fix it. That's the point. And, this isn't like an I told you so. This is an eye-opening thing for you to see that people put themselves above good deeds.
Constantly.
Almost always.
It's destroying our country.
It's about self-preservation.
Used to be people would give their lives to protect our country. Now they wouldn't give 2 cents.
Now they're just about what title they can get, what job. Remember, because when the guy was saying Venezuela, I was like, what is wrong with you? We sold those machines to Venezuela from Florida in like 2004.
Yeah.
That software doesn't exist anymore. And he looked at me like,
you're welcome. That I had something to do with that.
You did?
Well, I ran. No, remember I ran against Kurt Browning.
Oh, yeah, because of the machines.
And the machines in Florida ended up getting rid of all of the machines, and then they parted them and sold them to fucking Venezuela.
How weird is that?
You're welcome, Venezuela.
Yeah.
That was totally me. I ran against Kurt Browning. Hold on. I ran against Kurt Browning, supervisor of elections, right here.
You had the machines taken out.
Independent candidate strives to be heard. Yeah, and saving the vote. And they had
weird, right?
They took him to the shredder.
That's so bizarre.
That was my
and they sold them for something like super cheap.
That was my campaign logo, the Vote Bandit.
Oh my god!
Only it was in
stealing votes.
He was in purple. He was a little rat with a little bandit thing stealing votes.
Okay, so this guy, just so you guys understand, all these people. A lot of them thought they were doing good, but a lot of them were all about clout, and they still do that shit. There are people that won't even mention my name, even though we work together. You know, because they don't want to, because, right. But it's like, what they don't realize is the people can see through all of that, and that's the problem. They can see through every single part of it. And I'm telling you straightforward, right? I don't work with X22.
Look, I wrote
don't
about
work with
Tori
tools.
in my book. I forgot all about
You
that.
did?
And this was in 2017.
Shut up.
Ask Iran if they thought there was any way someone could get malicious code into their air-gapped nuclear power plant, meaning it had no physical net connection to the internet. I wrote about
I just pulled my pants down again. Just pulled my pants down again. So fucked up. So fucked up.
Snap.
So fucked up.
I've been writing around about your messes apparently for quite some time.
So I'm really upset with you guys, but think, sometimes it's good. It's good that things like this happen, because then there's clarity and there's discernment that comes with it. You would have never guessed that these people that would die for their country, supposedly, would dismiss information that was so solid, so important, and that they would push it aside because they don't like him. They don't like his attitude. Maybe I'm too fat.
How could you not?
Maybe, her backstory, we can't find shit on her, and whatever we find is all messy and stuff. No fucking shit. I mean, what kind of spy do you know has a pristine story? I'm just saying, that doesn't have 150 jobs here and there. I'm just saying, how many do you know? None. So instead of them taking it to face value and then allowing it to stay, because my shit has its own legs. I don't need anything. I stand on my own. I don't need anyone to say, Tori, good job. I know my affidavit stands. That's why in Michigan, the judge skipped over mine and threw out all the others. But couldn't touch mine.
You put little pieces of my shit in your affidavit too that went to the judge, remember?
Did we?
Yeah, you did. There are little pieces of mine in there.
We were trying to put that shit together like crazy, weren't we?
I think it was the one in Arizona. And
remember.
Phil Waldron. Well, I'm looking forward to talking to him.
He's so awesome. He's such a smart guy, guys. That guy should have been like super general. If we ever have a cyber, well, we're not going to need it with the free internet, but let's just say for the pedestrian government-run internets, if we ever had someone in any future that would run our cyber division, I would totally make him like a 20-star general.
From what
he's kind, he's honest, he's straightforward. That colonel is badass.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, Colonel Waldron, and the reason that he actually likes me when like nobody does, is that he came in as like the program manager on the IIA program in 2009 when I left it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he knows everything that I'm saying is freaking accurate. Phil Waldron, the guy working right with Sidney Powell.
They know that you're telling the truth, but no one wants to listen.
Explain that to me.
They don't want you to, because even the good guys, even the good guys want to be able to use PSYOPs.
Yeah, but not, I don't, Phil wants this shit to get fixed.
I know
he gets it. But that's what I loved about Phil. He actually used IIA. And were you in the room? Were you in the room with us? The round room where Rudy and all of them were. When I walked in there and we were sitting there and I heard someone reference the word IIA, and I looked over at him and I said, whoa, did you just say IIA? I said, who are you? And he goes, oh, Phil Waldron.
Yeah.
I was you're the first person I've actually heard use that terminology, but that's because he came in as the program manager after we left. He picked up the program that we really pioneered.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
He saw Shadowgate.
Huh?
He liked Shadowgate.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
I think they all did.
Yeah,
And-
but
and- and,
he
you know, a
sits
lot
there
of-
and he works right next to Sidney Powell. I wonder how Sidney Powell liked it.
I don't know if she saw it.
Probably not.
I
But
know.
she should.
And you know what sucks? You know what sucks? I was told by someone that they were like, "Oh, look, Tori got trashed by the media," and one person was like, "Well, so did Flynn. So does everybody else. Why do you not cut her some slack with the stupid ass lawfare? You're all lawyers. You've seen the case. You know it's bullshit." And they were like, "Yeah, but optics.
Fit our narrative.
Yeah,
Optics.
optics." And that's what sucks.
They're afraid I'm going to throw it in their face that they've been dumbasses for throwing me under the bus. And they're probably right. But something could be negotiated for me to just get this shit out, and I'll be quiet, and we'll have a mea culpa, and we'll bring the Cuomos in. We'll all hug and kiss, and we'll be good. We'll even bring Biden in, and we can get some sniffing.
No, they just don't know what they're doing.
And we'll be.
I don't think that they're bad people. I just think that they don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. You have more trust in them than I do.
No, I just have faith in human beings, and I just don't think some of them are smart enough. Some of them are just too superficial.
You're just calling them stupid. And that's supposed
Let
to
me
be
tell you
nicer
guys a
than
joke.
what I do.
Let me tell you guys a
I'm
joke.
just calling them dicks.
Let me
You're
tell
calling
you
them
guys a
stupid.
joke. Let me tell you guys a joke. So, there was this bartender, and he was making drinks, and his company thought that it would be better if they had an AI robot make the drinks. So they were testing it, and then the bartender said to the robot, "Hey, make me a martini." So the robot makes him a martini. It's super great. It's delicious. And then the robot's like, "Hey, what's your name?" "Joe." "What's your IQ, Joe?" 160. So the robot starts having casual conversation with them about quantum physics, quantum computing, blockchains, and they're like chatting away. Well, the robot was anyway. So then the bartender the next day goes and he asks him for a martini. Recipe identical. Stellar. Ask him, "What's your name?" He's like, "Mark." And same bartender though. And then the robot asks him again, "What's your IQ?" And he's like 100. So the robot starts,
NASCAR,
NFL, right? Stuff like that. Let's have small talk conversation. And then the next day he tested again, asked for a martini, exact recipe, identical, spot on. Then the robot asked him his name. He's like, "It's Stan." And then the robot says, "Stan, what's your IQ?" Stan says, "My IQ's 50. And the robot says,
I bet are you still, what did he say? Are you still happy you voted for Trump, for Biden?
For Biden? Are you still happy that you voted for Biden? So everyone's IQ is different. And IQ doesn't just mean intellectual quotient in respects to how you adhere to academics.
But
right?
these are academics.
Let me finish.
These are
Let me finish.
spies.
Let me finish.
These are contractors.
Let me finish.
Politicians.
Let me finish. The problem with measuring intelligence, right, is not just about being book smart. Because there are a lot of people that are book smart and don't get anywhere. They also have to have emotional intelligence and to have something called compassion, a little bit of selflessness. So there is a gradient on how selfless you can be, where you see yourself, like who are you? Is it only what is your boundary? Is it what you see? Like who am I, right? As a whole, isn't just the academics, because I'm a fucking walking encyclopedia. I could tell you shit, you'd be like, how do you know that? Just do. So when I say that they're not that smart, someone can have book smart, but have no ability to apply that book smart correctly because they lack personal skills and interpersonal skills and intercommunal skills and intersocial skills. And that, mostly lands on their spirituality.
I'm a walking insert name for dummies. Not quite an encyclopedia. I'm the for dummies.
I think
edition.
it just stands on spirituality. People that have limited ability for compassion, empathy, and belief in the greater good, meaning they're good, the people are good, lack the ability to actually be intelligent
Yeah,
and
so
communicate.
do people who are being blackmailed or selling out their country for cash or contracts.
Well,
that happens too.
Look, I'm really
even
upset.
for dumb people.
Look, you're salty and you get upset and you say that they're corrupt. I'm just telling you, they're just not smart. Because in the end, listen, in the end, these lawsuits are going to be heard in the Supreme Court. My affidavit's going into that Supreme Court. Okay? That Kelly's doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? So it's going. The people are going to know that all these people that have supposedly been fighting on their side and have poured out money, time, and effort, put on shows, sold T-shirts, and everything, had that information and did nothing for a long time.
Yeah.
So retribution of calling someone corrupt is not correct. I'm telling you, they have no idea what they have done. And this is coming from someone who is very good at predictive analytics. And I'm telling you, they are not smart. And what we should have is empathy. No, oh yeah, they can, but we should have empathy for people that don't know what they're doing. I want to hate them. I want to, but in the end,
this isn't some little handicapped child I'm helping through a freaking door. These are attorneys.
Do you know how many people are already hanging their heads down in shame for crucifying real patriots right now? They have
not as many that are gonna be.
Exactly. And it's going to be on public display. And the people are not going to have any of it. And like I said before, no matter how hard they try to suffocate the truth and silence smart people so that stupid people can be heard, or cocky people can be heard, or whatever you think is the person that's fighting for this country more can be heard, you're going to realize the truth. The whole world is going to see the truth, and it's going to be so bad for them. They will have nowhere to hide, and that sucks. So we should be compassionate.
Stupid lives matter.
Yes, they do. And it's not that they're stupid. It's that they just didn't realize what they were doing. They thought they had enough power to shut it down. But what they didn't realize is that even the numbers they had following them were all fake. Even the promotions that they were getting were all fake. Here's a guy who ran the shadow net, and some of them they knew were fake. They knew that most of the numbers they had were fake.
The new Akbar was fake.
I don't think they knew. They just saw clouds.
Well, maybe they should have watched Shadowgate too.
They should have. But apparently, we didn't have the following because we didn't have bots.
We need bots. No,
we don't. That's the problem, guys. So for us, what we need to focus on is the fact that they're trying to cover it all up, right? The good guys, why do I call them good guys? The good guys and the bad guys. And the reason I say good guys is because they either knowingly or unknowingly, willingly or unwillingly, whichever combination you want to pick, contributed to the failing of our nation. And God has done this so that you can see it yourself. And God has done this to humble a lot of people, because a lot of people will be humbled by this.
I've been humbled.
And, I have. So, when you take someone like me, who's had an arcane life like I've had, that's extremely difficult to come out into the public. I've been always bubbly and stuff, but I didn't like people. I still don't. I'm not very social. It causes me anxiety. And then Patrick lacks the social skills, but he's kind of bubbly. We come out and we're like, hey, these are facts. Yeah, you do. We came out with actual truth, and no one wanted to showcase it. Because it didn't come from where they wanted it to come from, which is themselves. So they got up. Oh, someone said it perfectly. They got caught up in their authority, and that's the problem. And so in the end, you know, all of us should show compassion. That doesn't mean, you know, just because.
Well, compassion, it depends on what they're guilty of. I don't have a lot of compassion for, let's say, Ali Akbar. I truly believe, in my personal opinion, as a subject matter expert in social media, psychological warfare, and cyber warfare, that he's very, very likely involved, or at least funded by foreign terror. I mean, the guy's a terrorist, in my opinion. Checks every box that, you know, and I know the boxes that could check for this. So I'm not going to have a lot of sympathy for a guy named Ali Akbar, switched his name to Alexander when he gets out of prison, launches a Christian movement that then now is being sought or looked at for inciting the 1.6 misdirection insurrection. I'm not going to have sympathy for that. I want to actually puck him and send him over to Gitmo. Some of the others,
for you guys,
stop.
Explain to them what a puck is.
It's a prisoner under control.
Good.
It's another DOD nomenclature.
Yes,
when they
it
put
is.
the little bag.
When you put the bag over the head.
I got to puck. I got to puck people, and
I pucked 2 people.
I got to puck people, and
2 people.
A few, and then we apologized later and gave them cab fare out in the middle of nowhere.
You did. We handed it over to people to be questioned.
No, we gave them minimal cab fare and dropped them off in the middle of the desert with our apologies.
It's usually how. So
our bad.
So yeah, sorry, wrong person. Wrong jihadi.
It's funny because it's true.
I know. It's sad though. Think how terrified they were.
Probably. And the funny thing is like we were talking about this earlier. They were Taliban, right?
Oh, that's what we were saying. Totally. This is a little bit extended because I'm not going to be doing one tomorrow because I have a very important meeting that is a little bit far away, so I won't be able to sit
Who's
down.
Taliban, Tori?
The Taliban, wait, I've done tons of shows on it. So the Taliban were a political party that were weaponized by the Reagan administration. So go add to that.
Well, when I was
and there's no COVID now. Now that Afghanistan has Taliban again, guess what? No COVID. So maybe we all need a little bit of Taliban to get rid of COVID.
Well, you know, with any luck, I'm not going to say it. No, when I got to Kabul, I ended up seeing Bin Laden's facility. It had, you know, the traditional mud wall around it, really big and everything. But it was a nice place, right, in Kabul. But he hadn't lived there in years. He hadn't lived there even for years before 9/11. Why? Because the mullahs and the Taliban were afraid of him. They kicked him out of. They weren't
associated with.
No, the
Bin
Taliban.
Laden. It was a lie.
Bin Laden was their enemy.
Yep.
So when we were told to go into Afghanistan to take out the Taliban because they were helping Bin Laden,
it was a big fat lie.
He
was in Pakistan with ISI.
He was in the mountainous regions
with the
of
Islamic,
Pakistan.
Yeah, Pakistani intelligence.
Because they wouldn't. And if he had gone back to get his shit out of his Kabul, home in Kabul, he would have been executed. They feared that man because he was taking their power away. Because
he was working for the Americans.
Yeah. Well, you know, but he was taking the mullah's power. The people were going from the mullahs to him. So they said, "No way, you're out of here." So why did we make the Taliban our target after 9/11 when they hated Bin Laden and really wanted to kill him themselves?
Well, you know what's funny? And the thing is, Pakistani intelligence has a whole fucking operation in the basement. Is it the north or the south tower of Eric Holder's buildings?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the two. So here is, freaking Usama, which then became Osama. Words do matter. Because if you look up Usama bin Laden, it's the same guy. He was being embraced by the Pakis in the mountains. The Taliban wanted him the fuck out
No, they
because,
wouldn't let him
and the
anywhere near.
Saudis didn't fucking want him either because he sold out all his people for the American government, specifically the clandestine contracting government.
Yeah. Yeah. He was as welcome as AOC would be at like an energy, at a petroleum.
Could you imagine her?
I mean, it would be like having AOC show
No,
up in
it's
a
not like
petroleum
AOC.
thing.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like
having Pelosi turn up to Trump's
completely.
birthday party.
Right? Yeah. Do you think Trump invited her? No. Do you think the petroleum industry is inviting AOC? No. Do you think
Ooh,
the
someone
Taliban...
named Obama's foreign passport name. Someone finally fucking got it.
What was that?
Oh.
What? I can't see that. Say it.
Nope, I can't.
I can't.
Because I don't want to
You
point
gotta
to
say
it. Someone said it.
Say it. Obama?
No, you're not supposed to say
Why
it.
do you not say that stupid shit?
Because I'm the one that fucking took the passport.
Well, you can say it. It's not like you can't say it.
Yeah, you want them rounding me up.
Like they haven't already. That's going to be what they do it for? Jesus.
Yeah, they can't. that's the fun part. They can't round me up for this shit because then it gives credence to what I say.
Yeah.
And they can't ignore me because what I say can be proved correct.
Yeah.
So it's like really fucked up to be them. I think I picked the right way to whistleblow.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why other people don't do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, rather than die. So,
Tally me banana.
yeah, go Mr. Tally. That's good, right? Yeah, so just so you guys know, there's a lot of things that have been hidden from the people over the years, and our elections were the most important because now they're primary to us maintaining our freedoms. And it seems like there's so many smart people with a shit ton of money that aren't doing fuck all, really.
Mm-hmm.
They're really doing nothing. And it's really annoying. And the thing is, it's going to get done.
They're getting played.
Yeah, but no, they're not getting played. They're doing it on purpose because it's all about titles and tiaras. But having said that, we should have some compassion for them because what will come for them will not be nice.
The optics
people
won't be
will not forgive.
Why do we keep... There was a guy on that did a commercial a long time ago. He was one of those public speakers, and he said, never listen to people who are not doing better than you. So why do we keep listening to people who fail? It's like you've had all of these opportunities for 4 years to fix these things. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about the people around him. Why are we still listening to people that were supposedly around him?
Well, you know what's funny?
Doing these things.
I saw that bit that you showed me, totally random. I saw that bit that you showed me in your car of the deep rig. And General Flynn was talking about how their movement was infiltrated, right? And they were reporting back. Who was the one that told them who was infiltrating them?
Repeat.
General Flynn sat on the deep rig.
He didn't say who was infiltrating him.
No, but he didn't say who told them.
No, but he
who told them? Who was calling them out?
I know you were.
Every single person.
But they didn't listen to me when I said like Akbar and shit.
No. Inside while they were investigating the election.
Oh, you were going off on everybody in there.
And did they all get fired and I was right?
Yeah.
So I didn't get any props for that, did I?
No.
And that's okay. Because I didn't need props. Because the people were hearing it play by play.
Yeah.
Fucking Sam Batter's calling me and peacocking, saying, who are you? I got top brass. I was like, listen, you're calling me because I got shit nobody has. So you either want to talk or not. So then I told on him and they found out his wife was leaking back information. And then there's Tony Schaefer and then all these other idiots. And it's like, the best bitch that's going to tell you is the one that used to supervise little bitches like that. So, I'm just saying.
I was young.
Yeah, I can't. When I saw that, I was like, I thought you were going to show me that he said, we had someone, that, he didn't have to say my name, but to kind of give props, and instead he didn't.
Yeah, but what he said did not equate to what I saw, right? I did not see them
Ali
tightening
Akbar
around.
introduced him on January 5th.
Yeah, clearly,
Ivan Ranklin
they
was
knew
telling
about
us
these
that we
things.
should shut up and join forces with Akbar and fucking
Thank God.
Alex Jones. And you and me were like, no. And
Sorry,
Millie and Gavin were like, are you sure?
No, they didn't. They weren't
No,
questioning. They were like, no. They when it came to Akbar, no.
No,
they
when it
wanted
came
nothing to do with
when
Akbar.
it came to Jones and Stone and them and everything, I was like, we say no. Like, no. There's no way, because they're going to destroy this. They're going to be the reason. And I even told
they
you
were
guys
Shadowgate
they were going to
too.
do it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Besides, everything happens for a reason, and we have to have faith that someone who's a lot smarter than us, right, and created us knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there are some crazy, spiritually wise, there are some absolutely amazing things happening. The collective unconscious has been bringing things together in ways that it blows my mind constantly. Almost daily, I am seeing things that are just wow, right? This person, how did this person, person A just end up right here at this exact time? I'm seeing that every day. How did this information that I needed just be right here? I'm just finding everything's just, and I'm not smart enough to put this. How am I on a flyer for the Deep Rig with Joe Flynn and the rest of them as a special guest speaker? That just, it needs to be on. We were all part of that. We were as much a part of what the Deep Rig was about, trying to uncover, as anybody. I'm pretty sure none of us
gave them the playbooks.
Yeah, the playbooks. But were you or I even in the Deep Rig? And I don't think so. I don't think so. I haven't seen it yet. I know Nick Searcy's documentary is coming out here very shortly, which is going to
he didn't have
3
me
weeks.
in it.
No, but it really didn't cover the area. From what I was told, it didn't cover the area where you covered. This was different.
What was this about?
I don't know. But it's I think I can say the name legally now.
No, what was it about?
Well, I think the name will say it. It's like a Deepfake 1.6, I believe, is what the name is going to be.
So they talked about January 6th, but I wasn't relevant.
But it was relevant to more of the deep fakes or something. I have no idea, Tori. Right? I don't know. It was. I heard with like 2 or 3 days before. It was their last shoot in DC. I had no idea. A bunch of other people had crapped out on it. I was going to be in DC that day. And when they heard I was going to be in DC that day on the final day of their shoot, they said, hey, come on over.
Yeah, but they were in Ohio and didn't come to me.
They were in Ohio,
and they didn't come to me.
I don't know why.
I know why.
I had nothing to do with it.
I know why.
Obviously.
I know where the money's coming from, so I know why.
No, do you? No, you don't. No, you don't. I do.
I do. I know.
No, you don't.
I know who you're going to say.
Who?
And I know where he's getting it from.
Who are you going to say?
The pastor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you do. But he's a good guy.
God's a good guy too.
The pastor's a good guy.
He tells me everything.
The pastor wouldn't have kept you out of that.
Yes, he would.
No. He didn't even know who you were. Pretty sure. Yeah, no, he didn't really. I like him. He helped heal my back. Prayed over. Come pray over you.
So.
The pastor wouldn't have done anything.
Good, yeah.
Maybe the people putting the money in or something. I don't know.
It's really hard to look at someone in the face when you've done wrong. It's really hard to look at someone in the face.
Do you know that pastor though?
So, look, I just told you. You want to have this conversation? Because I'll drop the name. Okay, then.
No. I like him.
Yeah, I know you do.
If you'd say anything bad, it might take away my healing, my back. I'm not entirely sure it works like that, but let's not jinx it.
So I am salty. Like you said, the Deep Rig, You know, it would have been nice in the end if they would have said, shit, you know, we had these 2 random fucking people come out of nowhere.
Couple whistleblowers.
Yeah, that we couldn't verify anything, but they had everything.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah.
in retrospect, we should have fucking took a look into that shit. You know, that would have been nice, because then people would be like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You were up there and you thought that you were smarter than everyone else, and because you couldn't verify shit, you just dismissed it when it was everything you needed. So
But think of how cool that is. Team America's going to be up on stage with the deep rig thing in St. Augustine.
I'll be in the audience.
Well, you'll be, and I'll be fucking dragging you. I'll carry your ass up there. I can do the fireman carry. And you'll be like, oh, okay, you don't have to say anything. You got to be up there standing next to me. You don't have to say a damn word. I'm probably not going to. You got to be up there next to me. Got to do it.
No, I'll be hanging out with everyone else in St. Augustine.
Then can we get a hologram up here?
Fuck yeah.
Like they do on CNN.
Yeah, we can
have you standing next to Chris
one of those
Cuomo.
boxes
Going.
where
Let's get a hologram of Tori stand up next to me. That'd be awesome.
But anyway, I'm just saying, you know, I am salty, and I think it's an ego thing. But I shouldn't see it as an ego thing, because it's important that they keep me out. Because the more they keep me out, the more they show the world just how flawed egos are.
Oh yeah, I've been shut out of literally everything. You know how many journalists? I've got the 4th documentary is going to be coming out on my story. You want to know how many blue check journalists have ever contacted me to even ask about something to investigate, like they were going to suggestively report? How many? None. Not one.
And you know what's funny is, you know,
Wouldn't be because we were exposing a documentary that was exposing the corruption between journalism and the military-industrial complex, would it? And it wouldn't have anything to do with a bunch of fucking retired generals running around, would it? I'm sure it wouldn't.
Well, you know, like I always say, Tories don't exist.
Apparently, Bergy.
So obviously, I don't exist anywhere, and this is why I will.
Well, you don't have a belly button.
But I know, and I didn't have any issues when I was born. Fact.
Were you born?
So the whole
she gray
discussion that I'm having here with everyone. Stop throwing me off. The whole discussion that I'm having here with everyone is for you guys to understand is that sometimes, you know how the president said he would take slings and arrows, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how soldiers would take a bullet for the people.
Yes, ma'am.
And how, you know, a teacher says, I'll stand in front of the child from the perpetrator, right? Well, I'm supposed to be maimed so that the people can finally see exactly what the problem always is. And the problem is power. The power is clout. The power, and that's the problem, that people want that clout.
Well, you get it, you got to secure it. It's hard to hold it.
It's really hard to hold it, especially
once you get
when
it, you want to
is,
keep it. You don't like to let it go.
Yep.
Ask Cuomo.
That's why they're going to get rid of him with me
He'll
too.
be a good example.
So, like I said, even though I'm really salty, I care for every single one of them, and I will be praying that they don't hurt, because it's really going to hurt. No matter how much their right-wing media, because there's no more wings. 2 wings for 1 bird, right?
It's just
We're no longer
sick.
party lines. It's only truth, and it's only for America. And so,
Tori, I got to send you that link to share. Try to help
for the doggy?
Mia, for the dog.
Okay.
And it's not just like that. She's like she does these foster things for a bunch of them. She works like for Banfield Veterinary. They don't give her a break on any of that shit. But she fosters like all these pets and stuff. So she's doing pretty good.
I hate using camera because then people can see me when I'm vulnerable and fucking sucks.
All right. And this is a great camera, isn't it?
I hate it. It's
but what's
so
kinda
high
cool,
digital.
But it's cool because like it'll blur me out and just like focus in on you
could go up front.
4K, right? Look, it blurs
Look at the
me out,
eyebrows. I didn't even pluck them right.
right? No, this is some good quality video.
Look, it besides, anyways, what I was gonna say is because we got to get going.
Yes.
We're
We're gonna go up to Bomb.
Bomb.
Yeah, Bourbon on Main,
So if you're in,
Newport Richey, Florida.
we're going there.
Going to Bomb.
So I tomorrow I'm not going to be doing a show. I'll post it in Telegram too because I have a meeting outside of the city that I'm staying at.
Just quick though, it's just gonna be. Well, actually, are we gonna go to Bomb tonight? Because it's like 10:30. We got to get you back, and it's like an hour.
Yeah, we're not going to Bomb.
Maybe tomorrow or something. Well, if you don't do the other, when are you going? How long are you going to be in town for?
I'm not saying.
Well, you're going to be here till Thursday. They know. If you don't think they know where you're going to be before even you do, you completely don't understand this game. You know, they got time machines too.
I'm talking about the remedial ones. I'm talking like cartel ones. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Jason Funes is not around.
Oh my gosh! Like, how does that guy like pop up out of nowhere?
He's such a piece of shit.
Like, what the hell? How does he know who I'm talking to?
Mm.
And he texts me these ugly things.
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't look cute in braces or in black clothes. You just look like a fat baby."
Yeah, no, he's
like,
just a
why
disgusting.
does he text me these things? Like, I don't
just
even
a
read it anymore.
disgusting
Anyway,
human being.
Okay. On that note, I wanted to tell you guys, please have faith, and try to find compassion for those that are trying to maintain some sort of tiara or title for, claiming that they're working really hard. Because waving around an affidavit that says everything they say, obviously, dispels that.
No quarter. No fucking quarter.
No deals.
Sorry, Tori.
No.
We agree to disagree.
So
I still love you.
The truth be said, though, God bless everyone, and the truth cannot be canceled.
I can't be canceled, there's no way that you can stop me. Fully independent, there's no label who can drop me. Y'all been starting rumors, let me help you with some. Yeah.
He's a racist, he's a sexist, he's in love with Donald Trump.
Y'all can't cancel me, my life is scandal free. There ain't no sponsors taking losses cause the brand is me. My hands are clean, my family and my fans agree. Y'all can't cancel me for facts because you're mad and weak.
Go ahead and tell the world I'm ugly and racist.
I braid my hair and I don't care about cultural appropriation. I moved to the ghetto, lived in the ghetto, there's no Caucasians. And still I loved every single one of my neighbors. How's a man say I'm clickbait if he gonna use this face to get clicks on his page? Y'all hypocrites are made. But I ain't tripping about these bullies, it ain't 6th grade. Go ahead and diss me trying to sell a couple mixtapes. I'm not afraid, take my face and my name, paste it on the front page. I'm already famous and you'll never change it by hating or claiming you'll take it away. My grind, wicked, write my rhymes different. You can try to quantify, define limits. There's a dying gimmick and denying winning. This is pure fire, this ain't white privilege. I do what I want, get all the Gucci and Louis Vuitton out of my closet, out of my crib. I do not want it, that is for kids. That is for rappers who ask you to produce their beats for free, pretending online like they rich. I am not playing it safe. I said what I said. It is what it is.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. Don't waste your time trying to cancel me. They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
Everybody knows my name, from local folks to global fame. I'm vocal about the social justice movements. I expose the fakes, turn rappers into ghosts and graves. Make no mistake, they bones will break. I'll throw them in the wolf enclosure, slowly turn and close the cage. Acres full of sheep, you know that I'm the only goat. I'm great, they spoke my name to mostly hate. I don't complain, I'm woke, I wait. A total focus soldier, wrote the art of war. Know every page, I'm numb to all the dumbness. Smoke tobacco laced with Novocaine. I won't behave, I stoke the flames. I'll choke their throats with golden chains. Use vocal cords as skipping ropes and jump till I am soaked in brains. From open plains to coastal waves to solar rays in open space. Can't find nobody doper unless you poke your veins and snort cocaine. Whoa, y'all can't cancel me. Just get mad that I'm the man until you smash the screen. Like, whoa, I can handle heat. I walk through hell in open sandals, drinking gasoline. Yeah, I could have been a star, could have had a mansion and a car, and a Grammy album on the charts. I'm a savage, Randy with the bars. I don't rap about Xanax, goddamn it, can't cancel facts. We need answers, championing trash to the masses actually massively damages, yo. Keep trying to cancel me, yo. I own the master, so yo. I make the beats, I write the songs, I own the cameras, yo. I could have been famous, dumb my music down till it's basic. Get it on the hottest Spotify playlist, modify my catalog and go mainstream, yo.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. No wasted time trying to cancel me. They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel the kid.
I feel like all these rappers lately on a mission. They starting drama, they don't really want no problems, so they talk in whispers. Don't even start, no competition, y'all are finished. They say they feeling froggy, but I bet none of these frogs gon' rib it. They think I'm soft, but I promise y'all that I'm solid like a rock inside a Teflon box and dipped in carbon fiber liquid. I'm not religious, but I walk with Christians. If Jesus died for all my sins, he'd need 1,000,000 crosses tall as buildings. Y'all can't cancel me. I'm a god and you're the devil, stop attacking me. Like, whoa, nails in my hands and feet. Y'all some snakes, I don't need fruit from that apple tree. I ain't doing features or buying beats. I'm a wolf on live with sheep. I am what I am, and I can't hide my teeth. Way too many rumors, I'm like, who said it? Never met him. If he dissed me, probably about to drop a new record. I do what I want, no matter if I get approved or not. Y'all ain't gonna cyberbully me or try to push on me until I'm becoming some dude who I'm not. Head full of ludicrous thoughts, producing the songs. My music is truth and you brutally shocked. I'm shooting my shot, I'm Biggie, I'm shady, I'm new school pot. Go ahead and call me a piece of garbage, make a starving artist your primary target. I'm the largest monster in the farthest darkness. I'm a closet sharpened, I'm an army sergeant. If people wanna hate, then I'm grateful. It's only gonna make what I say less painful. Look at my face, embrace I'm unstable. I ain't gonna break a shake or feel shameful.
I don't care if you mad at me, okay? Go ahead and change the channel. No wasted time trying to cancel me. They love me cause they know that I'm it. Say what you want, I guess it is what it is. Haters can talk, but they can't cancel the kid. Go ahead and go off, try and say this is it. But I swear to God, you can't cancel